Good evening, everybody.
Hello, hello, on our Saturday Night Live.
This is as exciting as it gets. With two kids, this is our Saturday night. So glad you guys can enjoy it with us. We're going to have some talks tonight. Definitely questions from you guys. We're looking to hear some more stories from people, what they're doing with their channel, about themselves. Love to have some more editing questions. Had a great time last night. Some really good questions. Some stumpers, of course, but I think we did okay through them. So, and that helps us learn as well. So,
a little bit of fun chat, a little bit of technical questions, whatever your heart feels like. It's Saturday night, so it can get a little crazy too.
Yes, yes.
Don't forget to drop your question in the chat and just say hi, so we know you're there.
Definitely. Well, we already have 3 viewers. Wow. Welcome.
Bottle Caps, welcome.
Oh, he's my hero. I'll stroke this for you since you had good advice today. So
maybe you could tell the rest of the audience who is not familiar with why you're doing that.
Because Bottle Caps has told me that I should shave my beard and I would look 20 years younger. So, and I was telling him I have a wife who thoroughly enjoys this beard. And
I do. See, yeah. You can see that.
And has,
you are already starting getting crazy.
That's right. The party's already started. So yeah. So I appreciated the feedback. My sister actually would side with you. Well, she's always wanted me to get rid of it. I had it most of my life, actually, goatee. I recently just shaved. I had a full winter beard. You as a fellow Canadian understand that for the winter months. But I always had some sort of facial hair, except for 2 years, well, 2 or 3 years, I guess, when I worked in Saskatchewan, hauling crude oil, because of the fire restrictions. To be able to wear a mask in case of emergency, you're not allowed to have any facial hair except for a mustache. So, yes, I'm forgetting because he's reminding me about the camera, because I'm used to having it on my computer, and now it's between the both of us. So I always had a clean-shaven face during that time, and it was probably one of the more depressing parts of my life. I liked my job, but it just never felt like me. So it was one of the first things I did as soon as I stopped working at that and we moved back to Montreal, was to grow my facial hair again. And I don't think I've ever gone without it since. I don't believe.
Yeah, maybe once or twice, I think.
After a botched shave job, I would just shave and start over again, but it was very temporarily.
Yeah, I think so. Funny tidbit, actually, before we went to Saskatchewan, you had long hair.
Very long hair.
Long hair. And before that, he had very long hair. Like, you can't even see how long it was.
Yeah, that was
when I'm showing you. So, yeah, it has gone through different phases. But I love beard. I don't know. I don't know, just something about it. I just like it. I mean, I like it when you shave it off too, but it's just that forest caveman thing, thing going on.
Yes, exactly. It does have a thing for a bit of the caveman forestry thing.
A Viking caveman mix, I would say, I guess.
Yep, and the funny part is we had a Viking wedding, and I think that's one of the shortest my facial hair and beard and hair actually ever was.
I think so, yeah. Well, you have it a little bit shaved on the side.
Yeah.
So, things like that. But I love it the way he is right now. That's my favorite.
Yeah. A little bit of a point. Not devil look, I call it. Just a little bit of an edge to it. So.
Yeah, so that's kind of a long answer to Bottle Caps remark from yesterday.
And we do love you, Bottle Caps. We always get a kick out of you. We're always glad to have you here. So.
Bottle Caps is saying that out on the West Coast we call you a hippie.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd fit the hippie group too much.
Lumberjack. Oh, that's what was the word that I was looking for. Lumberjack. I love my lumberjack. Well, while we are talking here and chatting along, we can welcome our people over here. Real Canadian Fishing. Hi.
Oh, great.
Mini. Hi. We're doing just fine. David Schneider.
I want to bring up the list.
Thank you so much. Railroad Preserver 2000. Hi.
Oh, good.
You have your own live stream not so long ago?
I just watched it a while ago. I caught it, unfortunately, not live, but I got to see it.
Yeah.
So definitely looking for more.
Thank you. I love seeing train guys.
Yes.
If I call you like that. Is there a better way of calling you? Let me know in the chat.
And Preserver 2000 is pretty cool because he's kind of a bit like us. He's in the trains, but he also does a few other things as well. So it's always nice to see it. It's quite dynamic. Sorry, I'm just bringing everything up here so I can see everybody's chat as well. And make sure to mute it so we don't have any interruptions.
Are we good?
Almost there. I just got.
Well, we're up to 10 watching now. You guys are amazing.
Love having you guys.
Say hi if you still haven't. We would love to know. 7 blessings. Welcome. Welcome, and thank you for the nice touch of the pronunciation.
Yes.
For those who don't know, it's Puša Studios. That's our.
She says it with such elegance. I'm jealous. So
I know you're gonna make me blush.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Puša Studio. Oh, 7 blessings again. Oh my God, so great to see. It's nice that even though we've been doing this a short time to start having some regulars. It really means a lot to have you guys here.
Oh, and don't forget to tweet this out. This again was a short notice, so probably nobody besides you know that we have this live stream. So tweet it out right now. Tell everybody you know that you're right here and tell them to come over. There's nothing else better to do today if they're at home anyway, right?
And touring taste buds. So glad to have you guys there. I just watched another one of your videos a while ago.
Hi, fellow Canadians.
No, the other side of the pond. Yep.
I have to refresh my memory, you know, guys.
Yeah, they do start to blend sometimes. And I just so happy to have you guys. I meant to ask you when I wrote back in my remarks, so I'm glad you found us. I know the time's a little later for you guys. That's why it's an extra pleasure to have you here. And Railroad Preserve 2000 asked about the picture behind. I think everybody's been hearing about this one, but that's also one of the few pictures that I've taken that we put on the wall, because Xenia is definitely the photographer here. And that is, once again, that's Ljubljana, the capital in Slovenia. I had done a backpacking trip about 2 years ago where I actually went through 12 countries in 15 days. And I have them all on the wall here from the different countries. Don't tweet it. James will find it. Bottle cap.
That's fine.
You
That's
are so funny.
Yesterday, for those of you who didn't see our live stream yesterday, we got up and close and personal with James Cox yesterday.
That's right.
And yes, why not? We were talking a little bit about I'm Creator and how it all started. But we also wanted to know a little bit more about behind the story, about what is behind I'm a Creator. James Cox. We wanted to know more what is himself. So if you missed that, go over and check our video of the live recording yesterday on our channel. And somewhere on the second half, you can see James Cox and our tiny little interview or takeover. Whoever wants to call it how, you go and check, and then you can judge if it was a takeover or a little interview. But it was fun, and it was our first official guest. By the way, if any of you want to be our guest tonight, more than welcome. Just drop a message in the chat room, and we'll send you a link. We would love to have you. We would like to have you here to highlight what you're doing, your channel, of course. But the most we're interested is who are you as people? Because as I was mentioning in the previous video and the videos before in our guest appearances, it's more than just channels. It's people behind them. And that is so interesting to understand who are the creators behind these channels. What are your other interests beside the channel? Or maybe something that we don't know about you that you would like people to know. We would like to get close and personal. If you haven't seen on Twitter as well, we have put out the ad. So guests welcome. Get all live with Pusa. Hashtag live with Pusa. If you want to get all personal, come as a guest. So just drop a message if you would like to. Hello, geeks. Welcome to our little live stream for the Saturday night. Could you send me the link via my stream? Would you like to be a guest? I've been wanting to be interviewed for a long time. Great. Yeah, Andrew is going to be back just in a second. He's going to set up that part. He's more the technical part of our duo. I'm the creative creator part. So he's going to come back and he's going to set it up. Could you put a link up here in chat for the creator thing? What do you mean for the creator thing? Bottle caps. Can you specify what you're talking about? Love the way you guys are using this live stream. Thank you. Touring Taste Buds, would you like to be on? It also would be fun. You're making dinner, but yeah, come back anytime. And if you would like to be as our guest in any of our next live streams, which right now are not quite scheduled, please just leave a message or DM us on Instagram or Twitter or here, and we would like to have you. So let's see who else is on. Oh, personal creator thing. Personal bottle caps. Be good again. You don't use Twitter, Skype, Discord, Google Hangouts, and YouTube. Oh, my son uses Discord. Yeah, he uses that a lot. Okay, well, Andrew is back, and Railroad Preserver wants to be our guest tonight.
Okay.
He doesn't use Twitter. So if you could send a link to him. I'm just wondering how now. Skype.
Skype we don't even have installed, to be honest.
Google Hangouts.
Let me see. Now, there might be another way to send it.
Or email. You can go on our... Do you have Facebook? If you go on our Facebook...
Yeah, that's
and message us your email or anything, just message a message. We can send it there. We need somewhere to send it. We can't put it in the chat, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. And Touring Taste Buds would love to be a guest. Probably not today. They're making dinner, but someday soon.
Yes, I definitely
would love to do that. Okay. Bottle caps can't find I'm a creator on YouTube. Hashtag I'm a creator channel. Let me find the direct thing, and I'm gonna try.
Okay, you're gonna look it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up, and
I can share something quickly with you guys. A lot of you have seen our video we did last week, featuring the pictures from around Europe. We're doing another one this week. Like I said, we're gonna still keep doing videos, but we want to have kind of a photograph series as well. I'm just looking. The next one we're going to be doing is here. I want to bring this up. Is Jungfrau, which is the highest point in Europe. I just put up the wiki page right here, just so you can take a quick look at it. And this is the highest point actually in Europe, and you go by train. And the train climbs up to about 3/4 of the top, and from there you switch over to another train, cogwheel, of course, which takes you right to the very top. The last part going through is a tunnel through one of the peaks. And when you arrive at the top, you're at a lookout point that's 11,371 feet. It's amazing. I was in Switzerland and was tired from my trip and almost didn't go. And thank you to my lovely wife who convinced me that I was crazy to be there and not go through with it. It was probably one of the most amazing places I had ever seen in my life. So that will be the next one that's coming up. I'm probably looking at, I don't know, maybe Monday at this point, I guess, would be the...
Well, definitely next week.
Yeah, because I do want to try and get this one that's going to be running on the schedule, because I want to start having a scheduled piece each week. And we got a ton of photos from places like this, and it's a shame that they're, well, not a shame. I mean, they are being on Instagram and places, but also did not take advantage of YouTube as well. Here's a couple of the photos. Some of these will be used, some not. I'll just open this up just to show you this is all taken from the top or on the way ascending. The train is quite, let me see, I have a picture of the train here, I believe, in this one. Still all from the lookout. Yes, here's the train that you actually switch over to, and this is what takes you to the summit. So I'm hoping we'll get to do that, like I say, at the beginning of next week. So, and hope you guys will enjoy it. So I'll bring back up the chat.
Train man. Sorry again. You said it's a compliment. So Railroad Preserver, are you sending us a message somewhere?
Oh, so just one second. Because Touring Taste Buds has to leave, so I just wanted to say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
Oh, the tacos are ready. Well, I guess we're not saying goodbye to them. We got to figure a way to get over there now. So, or at least hopefully save us some for when you get on the show.
Thank you for coming, though.
Yes, always a pleasure.
You guys are vehicle is welcome. Jamel, welcome too.
Touring Taste Buds, they have to leave, but anybody who has a chance, also check out their channel. They do really, really good content.
Oh, amazing traveling vlogs. If you want to go and discover the world, that's the place to go.
Yeah.
Emergency vehicles, as I was saying, and who didn't sidewalk closed. Hello.
Emergency vehicles. Actually, I found you today in what's the name of that streaming channel? I always forget. Differing Lakes, where he plays the water
lakes.
Yes,
Lakes?
Differing Lakes. He was there, and I found him about 2 weeks ago, and I seen his content. And I thought, okay, there's a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. And then I lost him, and I just found him there today. So we finally were able to connect. So that's. I'm glad you're here tonight as well. This is just icing on the cake. So, Jamil Ahmad Salih. I hope I pronounced that properly. Please forgive me. I'm sure I butchered part of it, but not intentionally. Welcome as well. Another new subscriber we have.
Oh, Railroad. This is hard. Do you have email? He was saying did you leave a comment on our latest video? Is that what they're saying? Check a recent video for the link to the stream. Not sure. You're gonna have some socials. Otherwise, it's really hard to
control room. Let's see here. I'm just gonna try this here. Add names. How does his name start again? I just so I make sure I have it right.
Railroad Preserver 2000. Jamil, thank you. Thank you very much for a shout out. Much appreciated. It's always great to see when creators are connecting and giving each other a spotlight. And that's the reason why we would like people to come over as a guest to give more time
definitely
to talk to you guys.
ASMR, how are you? ASMR Rose, I should say the full name. Great to have you. Hail emergency. Exactly. I agree. Oh, it's nice to have some new faces and of course lots of returning ones as well. It's always great to have you guys. To start just off the top, does anybody have any questions for us? Editing?
Yeah, I have Hangouts, by the way. Sorry. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Go on.
No. Anything about editing, what we use, what you guys use, what kind of cameras we use you'd like to know about, video, photography as well, Photoshop, After Effects. After Effects, so into it, but especially Premiere. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's always nice to hear what you guys are doing, what you're working on too. Any projects coming up you want to tell about?
ASMR Ross is asking, what do we use to stream?
What do we use to stream? Well, right now it's Hangouts, and we're just working with our webcam. And I actually just bought the other day the Logitech C2922C, I believe it's called.
Is there a messaging system in the Hangouts that we're using through the YouTube right now?
No, not that I'm aware of. I shouldn't say that. This is something that's
okay. Now, I'm going to go and sign up.
Yeah.
So listen to Andrew, and I'm going to sign up so we can have our train man on.
So we use that for the camera, and then I have my Rode mic, my Rode Pro, and I use that through my computer. We never live streamed till a couple of nights ago, so it was never a necessity, not something we ever looked into. So we kind of just had to jump into this with both feet, but we're hoping to streamline it more. We definitely going to be doing more live streams. It's apparent that it is working well. And it's so nice to connect with you guys, especially, like I say, since we mostly do faceless video. We don't get a chance to connect as much. So this is really important. I'm going to go to that, what is it, OSB or OBS? OBS. I'm definitely going to probably play with that tomorrow if I have the time. So, do you have any questions, Bottle Caps?
Put them all in. We're going to try to answer the ones that we can, of course, and stay good.
And thank you, ASMR Rose, for saying everybody that liked the stream, please. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. And you did quite well with yours last night, if I remember correctly.
Brother Dune, hello.
Oh.
Larry Jensen, hi.
The Atlantic salmon. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Now, you see, there's somebody that has a great memory, eh? It's unbelievable.
I wish I would have that.
Yes.
I definitely don't.
Yeah. So great to have you. Oh, Larry Johnson. Had you seen Larry yet?
I don't think so.
So, well, it's great. Well, welcome aboard again. We are up to 11.
Good job, guys. Tweet it out. Put it out there. Get the people.
This is the party. This is a Saturday night wild night. So get ready to rumble.
While I'm trying to set up Hangouts to get a Railroad Preserver on, is there anybody else who would like to come on?
How about Brother Dune? Would you be interested in coming on for a little bit?
That's how I roll. Hi.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Hi. Thank you so much for coming in.
And Aaron V. Cox, first time I'm joining here. Cheers to you as well. Jada Diva. Oh my God, this great. All the regulars are coming. Such a pleasure. Mixed with the new faces. Couldn't ask for more.
Amazing.
I just clicked on coming on where. Oh, Brother Dune, I meant, would you like to come on air with us for a little bit?
Perfect. Yes. Thank you, ASMR.
You are amazing.
You. That's great.
And Brother Dune, if it's too quick for you, we can always do it another time. We'd love to have you on right now for an impromptu. But a lot of you guys, I mean, we'd love to schedule stuff and start bringing on more creators.
Signing in.
That's a big thing, right? We would love to do. And not just to talk about the platform, but to talk about what you're doing, what your interests are, where you started, any kind of stories you'd like to talk about. Oh man, you are testing out my computer knowledge. How do you even do that? Well, Brother Dune, do you have Twitter? Yes, 7 blessings. I agree with you too that the algorithm does suck on the weekends. That's for sure. We checked our analytics, and right now we're doing best as Wednesday and Friday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, that's probably be our target days.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, exactly. I actually like trying to do the live streams in between them as well. And that's a good day for uploading videos. So we'll mix and match them up some.
Aaron V. Cox.
No Twitter, unfortunately. Larry, I'm a fisherman too. Oh, we got lots of fishermen in here. Brother Dune, do you have Facebook?
Anything that we can message you at. Yeah,
it's just to send you a link. And then that's all you'll have to do is click on the link and you'll be hooked up. Push, I've been on YouTube for 4 years and now going on 5 since January 13th, 2015. Wow. So you've definitely been around for a while.
Congratulations.
Bottle caps. If you watch my last video I made and there's no editing cuts in it, which is better than to hold somebody's attention lots of fast editing or something. Cuts in which is better to hold somebody's attention lots of fast or something just smooth. Okay, the question into it, it really depends what the message is you want to tell. I mean, yeah, I do some very fast editing, but I also, if you take my 16 again for a day videos, or a lot of them where I grew up in the Gaspé, they are not very fast, and they shouldn't, because it will absolutely destroy the mood. You do a lot of outdoor scenery, and it also depends on your music too, what you want to do. My last one I did with the European countries, I mean, they're very slow panning, but you'll notice when it gets to Croatia, it goes and turns to the side. Well, that's a white flash I put in, and then I rotated, I forget now, maybe 25 degrees, but that's just for a transformation to follow with the beat. Yeah, smooth is great. Lots of people, it depends what you want, what kind of a story you want to tell. It's amazing how you can take one piece of footage grab 10 different tracks of different genres, different tempos, and completely tell a story that would have made you would have never even guessed of making just by following the beat. And also too, it depends on the editor what they're comfortable with. I mean, some people, it's like guitar players. When I was in bands, there's some guys, whether the song was 10 beats a minute, I know that's extreme, I'm just for the point of conversation, or 200 beats a minute. They played the same wiry, fast, screaming solo over to it. And for me, it just didn't make any sense. But to them, that's just what they wanted to do. So, but I find for what you do, your type of videos and the type of music you go with, Smoother is definitely speaks more of what you do. And they look great. Dune says that he has Facebook. Dune, if you can just go over to our Facebook, Puša Studios, that one or a personal?
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Puša Studios, and just send us a message saying hi. We can reply to you with the link, and with the link, you're just going to click onto it, and you'll be ready to go. There's nothing you have to set up, as long as you got a mic and a camera. That's the only thing. North Forks, North Fork Southern. Excellent. Oh God, I'm loving this. Loving this. Love to see the train guys coming in here, and all of the train guys. A lot of us you'll see here are part of the I'm a Creator movement, and you can find this playlist. You can actually go and search on YouTube for the hashtag I'm a Creator. You're going to find a playlist that we're all putting videos onto, and we're all watching each other and supporting, and we're growing like crazy. Our story is the one of 42 people. We had 42 subs on February 2nd, and the other night we hit 1,000. You guys got some great work, and I really want you guys to be seen as well, so you can definitely check it out if you like. Oh, Halos and Heavens are here. Sorry, yeah, I gotta okay.
Hi, Benjamin. You are the regular.
Benjamin, yes.
Yeah, I think you have been to our 2 previous streams as well.
Yep.
Maybe one of the regulars. Welcome.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Let's see. Guys, we're at 14. It's going amazing. Let's see here. Well, Xenia's getting that set up. I was just thinking of something else I can quickly bring in. I'm just going to bring up one page.
Halos and Heavens, hello. Again.
Sorry, guys. I'll just be with you in 1 second.
Okay,
I just wanted to pull up a map.
Brother Dune is going to be coming on the next one when he sets up his new computer.
Sure.
Is that what I understand? But yes, please send us on Facebook. Larry Johnson, goal is 1K, was 1K by the end of the March. Maybe by the end of the Easter. How much do you have now? Let's help you out.
Definitely. This is the whole great point of this as well, is for everybody to help each other out.
Do you want to come on as a guest and tell a little bit more about what you do and who you are? And you have 842 right now.
Oh, yeah. You're just a stone's throw away from it.
Come on over. Tell us about your channel. And that's the best way to get people on subscribing and beep.
Yeah, and that's true. That's what helped us a lot.
Yeah.
That was a big part of it, was getting that help like that.
We were stuck for the longest time at 9, well, not longest time, but for a while on 950. And it just wasn't moving. So we went on as a guest on 2 streams and boom.
Yep, it does happen that quick sometimes.
So, if you're not too shy, or even if you are, that's okay. We're shy too. Or even if it doesn't look like that, we still are. Come on over. Just tell us that you're okay with it, and or tweet a message, and we will tweet you the link back.
There we go. I don't know why on Google Maps tonight they have "Where's Waldo," so that's kind of cool. But that was surprising. Did you know anything about this?
Sorry.
Where's Waldo is on Google Maps tonight.
No.
So I don't know if there's something going on at the moment, but
does anybody have idea why Where's Waldo is on Maps on? No. Anybody have idea? Put the answer in the chat.
Oh.
Benjamin, yes. Yeah, I know. I you know.
Yep.
Are we?
I believe so.
Okay, sorry for the technicalities. So Benjamin, I remember connecting with you on Twitter. So yeah, thank you for your great support.
There. That is really weird. I'm more perplexed why Where's Waldo's here tonight. If anybody knows the answer to this one, I would love to hear it. I know Google does their little promotion things now and then, but I hadn't heard anything about this. Oh, I think you got the link. Thanks for the link.
Yeah.
Oh, Train Man is here as well. Train Man.
Hi again. Thank you.
And Train Man, I was telling everybody, I don't know if you were here for it last night, that we're part of the I Am Creator movement. And definitely, it's great to see more train guys to get over there. It's not for us, it's for everybody to grow in the community of YouTube. And just search on YouTube for hashtag I'm a Creator and go over and put one of your videos or two of them into the playlist and start watching other people. And they're going to come and start watching you, and you can really build up your numbers quickly. And we do have some train fans that don't have train names in the title. Like we found people that are of all kinds of things, woodworking, cooking, fashion. There's a guy, Mill Hill Mud Mowers. I hope he was dropped by for a moment tonight.
Well, by the way, we have the Mowerman 82.
Oh, he's in here. I was watching for you.
Hello. That's yeah. And just a quick note, Benjamin just is one short of 300. So everybody, please go over to Benjamin Chavez's channel and hit that button so you can get a round number.
There we go. There, we're back on. I was gonna when Brother Doom was on, but I'll save that for when he comes on about the gas pipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Halos on Heavens, we feel weird about putting our own video on the I Am Creator playlist. The thing is that
you should
put your own and then put somebody else's. The best practice, I think, was 2 videos now. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 videos that you think are going to be good for catching attention and letting people know what you're about. Put it on. It's like advertising. It's free advertising. You don't want to be shy advertising. You want to be advertising.
We're a co-op, and we got to each represent ourselves, but also we're helping each other at the same time. So it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, that's what they were doing. They're putting up 1 or 2 of their own, especially if you're just starting there, and then watch a bunch of people's. And you see somebody that's not on there yet, definitely have a couple of theirs, like 1 or 2 from as many people as possible.
Yes, definitely. And good to remember, again, it's a co-op. As Andrew said, it's for everybody. So don't be shy. Just do it.
Oh, Mowerman 82 is from Prince Edward Island, Canada.
Hi.
Welcome. Oh, we love your province.
Yes.
This, I don't know if everybody's familiar with it. Of course, Canada's provinces. And PEI, Prince Edward Island, is the tiniest province in Canada, but one of the most beautiful, like absolutely amazing. Red sandy beaches, even the houses, even the houses you'd think were like in other places would be like not very expensive homes. And they're the most immaculate yards and the outsides. Like people take such pride in what they do.
I think tell any other province it's my favorite one.
Kids love it too. Yeah. We've had so much great times there. So happy, so glad to find out you're from there. No, we were definitely trying to also hook up with as many Canadians as possible.
Halos and Heavens, do you have a Twitter?
Sorry, I'm just really excited for this. I wanted to.
Well, okay. Can you Railroad? Can you email to that email?
He says, I found it. So I thought maybe then he got what you sent.
Okay. Have you sent anything to our email? I'll go check. Hangouts. I'm sorry. But in the meantime, we have Halos and Heavens that would like to come on. Okay. Just bear with us for a second. We're going to try and set this up now, okay? And we're going to have some more fun. Okay. And now I'm going to try to set this up now. Now you really got to bear with me because, as I said, I'm not the technical person. So I'm gonna try. Don't go anywhere. Okay. The Mower Man, originally from New Brunswick, but moved to PEI several years ago. Yes, we go to New Brunswick oftentimes too. Oftentimes when we go to Gaspé, we go through one way or the other on the way back or towards there. But PEI is my favorite one, definitely. Halos and Heavens, you need to see more of the guitar equipment. Well, Andrew will come back. He's going to tell about that. Gemily, welcome back again. Railroad, I'm still trying to get in touch with you. And Halos, be patient. I'm going to be sending invite if I can. Okay. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this, okay? So bear with me now. Halos.
You're a natural at this.
I don't know. I'm just learning. Okay. Are we still sharing the screen? I wonder. Nope. Okay, hello. Look for the link that I'm going to be sending you.
A private message, right?
Yeah. You just got to press that link. There you go. You have a message on your Twitter. Okay. And okay. Now back to you guys. The Mower Man 82, Puša, where are you based out of? We're from Montreal. Actually, there are two parts of us. There are two of us. We're based out of Montreal, Canada, in Quebec. But I am originally from Latvia, which is the Baltic states in northern Eastern Europe. So a little bit of European and a little bit of Canadian, based in Montreal.
That's right. A good mix.
Yeah, a great mix.
Yeah, exactly.
A shout out to That's How I Roll. They are 3 away from 550.
Oh.
If anybody haven't subscribed yet, please go over. That's How I Roll.
We showed this last night, just to show you where Xenia is from originally. Excuse me. So this is a map of Europe, of course, and there's Latvia, and that's the capital, Riga, where she was raised. And Puša, the town that we named our business after. Now, we laughed last night because I did get it. It's tricky to find. It's a small little town. There's Puša, and this is the town that we named our business after because that's where her mom grew up. It's roughly about 45 kilometers from the Russian border. Beautiful place. I absolutely adore it there. Let's see if I can find. It's kind of tricky to show pictures now. I got it last night for the road, but it's very white on my screen because of the lights, so I might not be able to see it. But we'll give it a try anyways. Well, here, we'll just do one on the road here. Let's see. Now I got that in my way, so I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. Bear with me. Close this. And oh, all my YouTube advertisements are getting in the way, but that's okay. Just that's a bit of the scenery. And it's gorgeous over there. We do still have some property over there. In just up this road, we can go for a little walk drive, a YouTube, Google Drive, if you want to call it that. As you can see, it reminds me a lot of some of the people here that are from Canada or maybe familiar. It reminds me a bit of New Brunswick, except it's mostly pine trees instead of spruce. But a lot of the same kind of rolling hills, Not very unmountainous. There's only one mountain, and it's literally is 300 meters high, but still an amazingly beautiful place. Oh, I think I found it. Go in over here, and this is her mom's family home, and right over here. This is the new house they're building in front, actually, but it was right at this spot. So yeah, no, it's a beautiful place. Not a lot of travelers. I kind of stand out when I'm there. Latvian's a very, very hard language to speak. There's only 1.7 million people around in the world, I believe, right? Or 2 million that speak it.
Yeah.
It is considered an endangered language. I was learning Russian because, of course, as an ex-Soviet country, you can get by with Russian in most places. There's from the side. And here is where the stork is that I always like to see when I go over there, the stork's nest. So, which is cool because almost every house does have a nest. And the thing is like the size of a 45-gallon drum. We actually stay in the new house when we were visiting the last time, and a stork landed on the roof, and they were all excited and said that's a sign of good luck because it means that who's ever in the house was probably going to have a child. We already have 3, so I informed my wife there was no way I was staying in the house that night. So
I would honestly say it's enough.
yeah, we've done our part. So
Jada Diva says that he uses Google Earth all the time. They love it.
Oh, there's a game I always play. I play it for a week, and then I get too obsessed with it and have to back off for a bit. And it's called GeoGuessr, and it's Google Maps, but you can pick like either the European Union or the United States, Canada. There's tons of maps that are already made, and it drops you off in the middle of nowhere, and you have to guess where you are. And you can walk, as I was just doing a minute ago, through it, but you cannot zoom out enough to see which country you're into. You can only see where you're at, and it's really cool. Like I love doing the Europe one because you got to guess by the language on the signs, trucks passing, and then the points are determined. You start off with 5,000, and they start deducting for a point. I believe it works out to for every kilometer that you're away from the exact point. And it's not like you can just pick the country. You got to pick the area where you're into. But anybody who loves Google Maps, it really makes it a lot funner. Something to look into and this is where I'm from. Well, here's Montreal here, and I'm from what they call the Gaspé, and this is like that thumb that sticks out from Quebec over top of New Brunswick and of course Maine on the lower side. And then on above it is this where the St. Lawrence Seaway comes into the Great Lakes. There, I got it. Oh, when you went up to do the plus. Oh, okay. I see what happened. When you went to add, probably because the mic is right beside it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it turned red.
But they heard all the.
Yeah, did you guys hear us before that?
Yeah, because they're commenting.
Oh, okay. Well then, okay. So
I'm
guilty as charged then. Okay. I was just going to show one more picture.
Okay, do you hear us now? Can somebody just loud and clear? Perfect.
Loud and clear.
Thank you,
Excellent.
the Mowerman.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much. You're a great team player. We love it.
Yeah, Mowerman says the Gaspé is a nice spot. Actually, I don't know if you heard it. Originally, it's from New Brunswick.
Yeah. Oh, it's New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
then
moved
with PI.
to PI. Yeah.
What part of New Brunswick were you originally from?
Just drop a message. JJ, oh, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. Nice to see you. Anybody want to go and listen to some great songs on an Uber drive?
Yes.
Go over to JJ Karaoke Ridershare Driver. It's amazing. You have never had a ride on an Uber like that before. You got to go and check it out.
Most definitely. Very entertaining. The people are great sports that she picks up. I think it's one of your favorite channels, I'd say.
Yo, yes, my God. Yeah, I sing along. I literally sing along.
This is true. She is not making this up. I've heard her, so I can vouch for that.
Yeah, that's true. Mowerman is from Edmundston.
Oh, Edmundston. Oh, when we travel home, we always go by New Brunswick. That's why I was curious. And we always go by Edmundston along the 185 and then into, which is number 2, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. It's so amazing to have you here. That's great. One of the big attractions on the Gaspé, because it is a small town, it's all coastal fishing communities mostly. This is one of the most famous of the place, and this usually represents the province of Quebec a lot of times when they do the different visuals from all the provinces, and it's called Percé Rock. And it's this rock that literally was, they figure, moved about 80 kilometers during the Ice Age. You can see in proportion to the buildings here. And it's one of the most beautiful places, and it's heavily photographed, ancient. You feel like you've just traveled back in time every time you see it. It's incredible. I'm just looking to see if there's any other really great pictures of it. And there's a hole in the rock, of course, which there is a small ferry that tourist boats that drive right through the hole. And the piece that's beside it was once connected, but over time has fallen apart. And eventually that's what will happen, of course, to the other one as well. There's a huge bird sanctuary there. You can just see the corner of it right here called Bonaventure Island. And it's monitored by, I believe it's McGill University from Montreal. Another perspective of it from the backside, just to show you the size of it. It's colossal. But it is definitely a place that if you're ever looking for somewhere off the beaten path, it's friendly. It's all that. You can do the coastable. You can easily do it in a day, but you would drive yourself crazy. To really visit it, you give yourself 3-4 days, and you'll see varied terrain. It's almost like traveling through 3 different countries, I would say, almost.
Yes.
You know, because they don't have anything in common. The north side has some of the oldest rocks in the world, black, worn down, but an amazing feeling as the St. Lawrence Seaway comes in. On the lower side here is a lot more closer to red rock that you would find, for instance, in Prince Edward Island, but not as red as theirs, so it's not so oxidized. And then to where I would live, for instance, where you come to the park following that river, which is nothing but trees and some of the highest mountains in Quebec, which of course are all part of the Appalachians that run all the way down through the south of the United States. We're all connected. Yeah, so there's just some of the photos from it. There's some from the island, the bird sanctuary.
Can you go check the microphone again, please?
Again?
No, just go check.
Yeah. Oh, it's good this time.
Okay, just a second. Just hang on. The railroad man says he's on. Let's try to connect him.
Oh, there he somehow. Is. Okay. All righty. Let's see here.
Bear with us.
Show and broadcast. Let's try this.
Just make sure the stream is muted. Yes,
there we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well,
thank you, and thank you for your patience.
It's All right. Sorry if I accidentally got. I'm sorry if I killed your stream. I did not intend to do that. Okay,
No.
that was purely by mistake.
No,
That's
no.
okay.
No, this is a learning
This is
process
quite
for us as
incredible.
well.
This is the first time I've ever done this. This is
Oh.
truly incredible.
Thank you. That's an honor, though, and yeah, be patient with us. We are not really sure still what we're doing.
Hey, I'm the same. I'm the same.
Well,
I'm not
welcome
that
to
good
the
with tech either. As my grandmother, who has been to London, once said, technology is great when it works, but it's a real pain in the neck when it doesn't.
Oh,
That's
yes.
true.
Words to live by. Words to live by.
Yes, sir.
So you were just on a vacation. You were just on a trip, right?
Yes, my most recent trip, my most recent major one was to the Bahamas recently.
Oh.
It was
Pardon me.
Princess Cay and Nassau. That's the two places we stopped at.
Okay. Well, that's great. And how long were you there for?
I think we were there for a few days. I can't remember. Most of the time was on the boat.
Okay.
Also, I am currently doing a live stream on my phone. I sent a video link to it, and I have to look. Let me go to y'all's channel. When in doubt, just to go and look. Oh, that's cool. I'm seeing myself on y'all's stream.
I like it. I like it.
It's as if I was in control almost.
So how's things going with the channel? Your channel?
Well, it literally hit 504 subscribers only a few minutes ago.
Excellent.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Great. Good for you.
Yeah. The video link that I sent is in your video, backed by popular demand. Pusa Studios live stream. Sorry if I said the name wrong.
No.
Oh.
Now, the town is what I know you guys were talking about it, but exactly what country is it in? I'm guessing it's in Europe, correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's in Latvia.
Ah.
Yeah. And Latvia is above. It's a coastal country for the Baltic Sea, right across from Sweden.
Ah.
Yeah, well, roughly across from Sweden, I guess. Bit of an angle, but yeah. You go through Poland and then to Lithuania and then to Latvia, because Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia is referred to as the Baltic states.
Oh, I've heard of all that, yes.
So, yep.
I must say, for a person who's been through Europe, what did you say was 12 countries in 15 days, or was it 15 countries in 12 days?
No, 12 and 15, yeah.
Ah. That's amazing. And keep in mind, I have never been to Europe. But my grandmother, she's been to London, she's been to France, she's been to Italy, she went to Florence, where the Renaissance began.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, my grandmother is a retired school teacher, and she has been traveling for most of her life since retiring. I only started traveling with her in 2008.
Okay. That's good, though. I'm glad you're getting out and doing stuff like that. Maybe it's soon time for a trip to Europe for you both.
Well, we're waiting for, no offense, the madness that was going on recently over there to calm down.
Definitely. No, that makes sense. We haven't been over in, what is it, 2 years? Almost 3 years.
Yeah. In the summer, it's going to be 3 years. We haven't been there. But
wow.
Yeah.
It's a long time, feels like, because we were traveling there every year almost, and then it kind of paused for a bit. But which country would you like to visit there?
Well, frankly, I'd love to visit either Italy or Greece, because both have a rich history.
Yes.
I'd like to go to Florence because, I mean, in my history class, that was, of course, where the Renaissance began.
Right.
Also, I must say, I loved the your photos you have behind y'all from Europe. I liked that. I'm into historic architecture. That's something I like.
Oh.
This is from my, well, people had seen it last night, but, I got to clean off our camera. Something fell onto it.
Y'all aren't the only ones who usually have to do that.
Just bear with us. We're going to clean off the camera.
I have a camcorder, and I have to clean the dust off the lens, like, regularly.
You deserve the clearest picture possible.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. I love that.
And
it kind of reminds me of Venice almost. I know that's probably not actually Venice, but it looks similar when you think about it.
Oh, which camera? Huh?
There, so other people can see too.
Oh, okay.
I can see it clearly. Actually, let me go on y'all stream, because I think what they may be seeing right now is, I think, I think the bedroom at my grandmother's house. Oh no, never mind. It's coming in clear. It's coming in clear. Oh, whoa. Okay, now it's showing my face. Okay. That's a bit of an issue when you think about it. Whoops.
No, the other year we were talking about last night, though, pictures behind me. We have a picture from every country that I visited, and or some of us some together and some of my own. But the ones behind me, there's the 12 of them. That was my first ever time. I traveled for 2 weeks, mostly by train across Europe.
Oh, wow.
So I slept in the train and then seen countries in the day.
Train.
What's that?
I've never traveled the country by train. I've been on plenty of scenic railroads and whatnot, but I've never been on a legit cross-country passenger train run. I've always wanted to do that. I know Canada has some very beautiful scenery, and they still use vintage passenger equipment, I think, from the 50s and 60s.
Some of them, yeah. They have been modernizing, thank you. But yeah, they do still have some of the engines still running in that. And there's also the more expensive one. Maybe Bottle Caps can help me with the name of it. That runs.
I think it's the Canadian. I know that's one of their trains that still uses the vintage passenger car fleet.
Yeah, but that's still part of the Via Rail one. But there's another privatized one, and it runs from Calgary to Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
And it stops at all the Fairmont hotels, like all the 5-star hotels every night. And
I know the Canadian actually, I know they stopped, I think, at a few of the chateaus that were built by the Canadian Pacific. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did, like I said in the stream chat, I've been wanting to try and do an interview about my channel for a while now. Okay. I actually tried to do 2 self-interviews. I really don't think they were very good, in my opinion. Well, this is an honor for me. Okay, keep that in mind.
Oh my God! Well, it's an honor for us to have you here. You're
Thanks, y'all.
We're still getting our sea legs, if you will, for this. So it's a learning process.
This is a good start.
Well, it is, and there's lots of great people. I mean, this community is very supportive, and that's what really means a lot. Did you join the I Am a Creator community?
No, I don't think I did. Is there a possibility y'all could send the link to that in the Hangouts chat?
Yeah. After the stream, I will set you up.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
It's a great place. That's where a lot of us that are here have met each other. I'm looking through the list here, and that's a lot of them came from there, and it's a great place to network with other people.
Oh, also here, I'm gonna send you guys the link to my stream because I included y'all's channel in the description for the stream right now. It's still live for me.
Okay.
And it's at the very bottom of the list. My apologies.
No problem.
Sometimes I included a channel here or there that, even though it's not in the stream, I figured it's too good not to include.
Right.
And when I saw y'all's video where y'all filmed the wind turbine train, which I still think is very well done.
Thank you.
That's what got me interested in y'all's channel. And I must say, y'all's work is truly phenomenal. It's some of the most incredible video work I have seen.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You're too kind.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's that train was filmed in the gas bay where I grew up, where I showed in the map a while ago. And we were home on vacation. And how the train thing started was I've always liked trains, but I wanted something I could do with my middle age, because I have 3 children. We have 3 children, excuse me. And our middle one is now 11. He was 10 at the time. And I just wanted something I could do with him. And I wanted to keep shooting stuff. It's hard with video because it's hard to find things that are interesting sometimes. And that's when I finally decided to try the trains with him. So he'd come out with me all the time, and he was a good supporter. We all get into it. He gets to know it. It's a good way to spend time together. So long story short, we were in the gas bay. And the nice thing about that train is that up until a couple of years ago, it was an active railway. Via was going through there. Prior to that was the CN. They had already privatized the freight, but then there was a problem with one of the trestles, and therefore they shut down all passenger. So now you have to go to the town of New Brunswick, Campbellton in the province of New Brunswick, just to be able to get a passenger train, which is an hour away from where I live.
Ouch.
But since they started building these windmills, they actually have to truck them from the coast about 200 kilometers to that point. Then they load them on these train cars, and from there...
cars?
Yep. So they're the maximum they're allowed is 72 cars because, well, because Canada, you're allowed a maximum of 2-kilometer rail because that's the longest spur that they have if it has to go off the tracks.
Oh,
and they publicize it. You can go on their website and they show you exactly when the train is leaving, the full schedules.
So I've actually never caught a turbine train before. I've never caught one.
Yeah.
I didn't even see. I know a railroad line here in the U.S., Norfolk Southern, has a program where they paint some of their locomotives into the railroad paint schemes of railroads that they either merged or just simply no longer exist.
Right.
For one instance, when I was in Altoona, Pennsylvania, I actually caught the first, is what we rail fans here call heritage units.
Yes.
In Altoona, and it was the Pennsylvania Heritage Unit, and I kind of found that a perfect one to catch because the trackage going through Altoona formerly was owned and ran by the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. That's very cool. Yeah, you do a lot into the digging behind the scenes. That's what I like about what you do, actually.
Thank you. I'll tell you, I'm into trains. I've been into them since I was 2 years old, but that's not the only thing that I do on my channel. And this live streaming I've only gotten into recently.
Good.
I actually was only started it on my birthday. That's really when I first got started with this, and it's sort of been getting more of the attention on my channel ever since. I'm honestly wondering if I should take a hiatus from it and start one of my other videos. I really don't know.
It's a great way of getting the view time.
Definitely. Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're all here to grow, and it's nice to find new ways. It's like as if a painter started painting and then only did the same type of style the rest of their life.
That is true.
Everybody's
I've actually collaborated with another YouTuber recently. His name is Jesse Gillette. He's a gaming YouTuber. He does videos on a game called Roblox.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all have heard of it, but he and I have done almost 34 videos together now.
Wow. Good.
A few of them are what, teenagers of my age call memes. I'll admit they're hilarious. Some of them are related to me, and some of them I asked him to make. Oh my God, I tell you, I find him funny. I don't know if anyone else would, but yeah. I'll send you guys a link to his channel right quick. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Okay.
Preserver 2000. Let's see here.
Our kids actually are playing Roblox.
Our two young are really into it. Yeah.
Probably too much.
Yeah, that's
the problem nowadays. People my age and younger are just getting more and more addicted into games.
Oh, that's okay. As long as you have other hobbies, like you have this and stuff.
Yes.
So
true. That's true.
It's all about balance.
Yes, that is true. And let me see here. I know I have him in a list of channels here. Let me see here.
Also, I wanted to ask you, you did a trip to Alaska, didn't you?
Yes, that trip had a lot of firsts, if you will. That was the first time I had been on a jet. First time I've been to Seattle, Washington. First time I had been on a cruise ship. First time I've been to Alaska in general. First time I went to Canada. First time I've seen a glacier. Yeah, there was a lot of firsts. And I had actually hoped, when I was there, I'd hoped to see orca whales. I'd made a sort of vow to only see whales in the wild, and I had never got a chance to see them in Alaska. I never did.
Well, that's great because it means you got another reason to go back.
True. But it was my grandmother who was able to make the trip possible, and I had waited 13 years to go to Alaska. 13 years.
Wow.
2003 to 2016. And it was mainly due to a film my grandmother brought back on her trip to Alaska back in 2003. It was about a railroad that is in Skagway, Alaska. It's called the White Pass and Yukon route.
Okay.
And it's been in use since 1898, and it didn't shut down normal revenue service until 1982. Okay. And it only stayed closed for 5 years, and it reopened into the current operation it does now, which is excursion trains, in 1988. And after she brought the documentary back in 2003, let's just say, in her own words, once I sat down and watched it, I never moved. I was enthralled by it. And she told me the next time she went back, she would take me with her. And I waited, of course, like I said, 13 years. And I finally got to see the railroad for myself and ride it in 2016. And I have video footage of it. Now, a lot of my film I'm still trying to improve on. None of the videos are currently edited. I'll admit that. There's a lot of stuff I'm still trying to work on with my channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I kind of like it that my videos aren't edited, because a lot of the time, not many YouTubers really upload unedited footage anymore. And I like to show what normal YouTubers really just decide to leave out. That's what I like to do.
Right.
Hang on, there we go.
Everybody's got to find their own way to express themselves onto it. I had a great talk with Bottle Caps tonight about that. That's exactly what it is. Everybody's got to find their own way that they feel comfortable in sending their message.
That's true.
Look at musicians. We can like take the same song, the same lyrics, and give it to 20 different musicians. They're all going to come out with a different way of expressing it. No.
Same with the music. I mean, I've always said that I feel like I was just born in the wrong time, because when you think about it, if you see my videos, I mean, especially one I did at Kettle Creek Battlefield and here near, it's a Revolutionary War battlefield 7 miles from Washington, Georgia, where I live. I live in Athens, but you know, the battlefield's 7 miles from Washington. But in the video, I make a point to mention that I have a deep respect for war veterans, a very deep respect for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, just think about it. Just what they've gone through alone, I don't like it when they're forgotten.
Yeah.
And they deserve to be remembered, especially for what all they did. And I have a very deep respect for people who have come before my time, for a lot of the historical, events that have happened before my time, all of that. But what interests me most is, a lot of the things that were around before my time, a lot of the antiques and whatnot. I find that very interesting. And not many people in my generation really care about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not many, you're right.
It's very true.
Very true.
That is true. And it's a shame. It is. So it's great to have somebody like you that might inspire some of them to go and take a second look at it. So Train Man would like a shout out. Of course, Train Man, you can have a shout out. You can join the panel if you like. I'd always love to have you. And if you don't feel like it tonight, some other night. Train Man, another great channel. Some really great catches. Definitely check him out.
Hang on, let me go see if I can find him. Where's Train Man? There he is. Train Man, if you can hear me, I just want to let you know I'm going to shout you out on my channel, because I'm also doing a live stream right now. And by the way, Train Man, I just subscribed. You now have 40 subscribers.
And Train Man, like we were saying a while ago, go to the I Am a Creator list. Definitely.
Okay, let me see here.
Dad's here. Dad Peron. Oh, hey, Dad, how are you? He's got a cool channel.
I love how you just said that. That was funny.
Pardon me for 1 second. Just I gotta Biker Bushcraft. I'm so glad to see you here, and I was just thinking about you. I wonder if I can. Let's see here how we can do this. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. Biker Bushcraft. We have to get you on here. Biker Bushcraft actually had an accident, and was just gone through some surgery, and that we haven't seen him in a little bit. So it's extremely nice to see you here. And I hope everything is well. We'd love to have you on the show sometime on our stream. And if you can just even give us a quick update, even if you just type it, just how you're doing. We've all been thinking about you, man. So good to see you here.
Tell him that I hope he feels better.
Oh, definitely. We all send all the prayers to him. Thanks. Just saw your notification and jumped on. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well, man. He's a brave man and very friendly and a very good outlook for somebody who just had an accident. Most people would be quite bitter at the situation, and he can't wait to get back on the road again. And not in a bitter way either. Actually just wants to enjoy it again. So hats off to you, buddy.
Thank you again. We have 12 watching now. Quite a steady stream of watchers today.
Yes, definitely.
That's nice to see.
To start PT middle of next month. PT must be building back, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like such an idiot because I probably should know the abbreviation right away. Just want you to be feeling better, man. Whatever it takes to get back there, you do it. Physiotherapy.
Don't mind us. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's amazing. That's the hardest part with the stream is when you have these things like brain farts and stuff like that because everybody's looking at you.
Hey, don't feel too bad, man. I'm the same way. I've had a few brain freezes myself in my streams where I'm like, Wait, what was I just saying? You know, frankly, I have had that happen to me on so many occasions. I swear.
Oh my god! Well, that's part of the fun.
Imagine trying to stream for 3 hours straight and you just talk about anything that comes to mind. That's what I've done. Okay, I've streamed for 3 hours nonstop, and I just talked about whatever came to mind.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it.
Whenever I do these streams, I can never stay and talk about one specific topic. I mean, it sort of is random when you think about it, really.
No, that's what keeps the world turning.
See,
I mean,
we are on a double. We are on our stream, and we are on Railroad stream as well.
Nice. I did shout y'all out. Streamception. That's what I call that. Streamception.
That's right.
That's a good term.
That's right. Contagious in a good way.
Yeah.
We're growing.
I tell you, my parents have actually told me I'm a pretty much one who's unforgettable, and I think they're right. Because I recently went to a rail line in West Virginia. It's called the Cass Scenic Railroad, which is really worth checking out, by the way. And I actually befriended one of the guys who works on the train. His name is Josh. And when I met him for the first time, he was actually a commentator / brakeman. And afterwards, I ended up leaving Cass to go back to Georgia once our trip there ended. And I didn't go back for 2 years. And when I recently made a return trip, which is heavily documented on my channel, now it was also on the same trip where I went to Niagara Falls, okay, in Ontario, Canada. I actually walked up to the depot when our train to Bald Knob came in, and I, saw him, and I said, "Hey, man, you remember me?" And he was like, he remembered me after 2 years of not seeing me. He remembered who I was.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
And it's the same with my mom, with my dad's mother too. When she went to, I think it was either Hong Kong or Beijing, she went there like 3 times. There was a street vendor who remembered her, and she hadn't even been back in, I think, 3 years at one point.
Wow. Yeah, well, some people are just more memorable. It sounds like you're one of them.
But I think it depends on their character for it. You
stand out. So that's what you want to do in life. That's what you need for YouTube. So that's all good traits. So,
well, I mean, there's a few reasons I made the channel. One, the first reason originally was I made it, in 2015, but this was when I had just started getting into filming. And at this point, I had a computer that, really didn't work too well. It always had a hard drive crash every 5 or 10 minutes, in a sense. And I lost everything on a really sporadic basis, and it was annoying. Okay, It was very annoying.
Wow.
And the computer I have now, which is a Toshiba laptop, I've had it for almost, I think, 2 or 3 years now. It's proven itself to be a very good computer. It's only had one hard drive crash, and it's not had a crash since. Knock on wood.
Good. But yes, knock on wood for sure.
But yeah, when I was uploading my videos, or at least trying to save them on my computer, I had already been into YouTube. I'd been into YouTube for a while now. But yeah, hold on a second. Train Man, I included your channel in the description, by the way. But yeah, I made the channel so I would have a place to put my videos in case my computer crashed again. I wouldn't lose them. I never really thought anybody would view them or watch them. I didn't even know if I'd get any subscribers. And keep in mind, the footage is still there, but it's nearly 4 years old. And in my opinion now, it's like really bad, okay? I've even labeled one of my playlists, which is when I filmed in Folkestone, it's in parentheses, well, bad film, if you will, because it can't be watched, okay? I was really inexperienced when I filmed that, let me tell you.
Well, we all learn. We all start somewhere, and we look back at our own work. But I mean, that's all part of the process. And a lot of times, it's making a good thing out of something that didn't quite work out the way we were hoping.
True.
I have a video, if you ever seen it, called Montreal Slow-Mo. And the reason why is I recorded it by accident out of my car. I didn't realize I'd switched it to 120 frames a second.
Oh, man.
So I recorded literally 2 hours of slow-mo. And I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm like, well, it's ruined.
Imagine if it was like that in a traffic jam. Oh, my God.
Yeah. It was interesting. And I covered a good 20 kilometers, like what, 10 miles or something like that.
Wow.
So I decided to kind of pick it up, and I took it and turned it into a 1970s cop show intro. which I always used to love those old shows. So
nice.
It might as well do something with it. So
hang on, Trayman is asking me something in my stream. Trayman, I'm currently in Athens, Georgia, USA. I've been in Georgia since my birth. Actually, if you guys, I'm just curious if y'all wanted to know, why I named my channel Railroad Reservoir 2000.
Yes.
I mean, well, the railroad part refers to my interest not just in trains, but also in travel and vintage vehicles like planes and cars. I have an interest in that.
Excellent.
Reservoir refers to my interests in antiques and history.
Okay.
Of all areas, all spectrums.
Wow.
And 2000 is really refers to the year I was born. I was born in 2000, so I was born at the start.
Kind of figured that one. I wasn't 100%, but I was putting my money on that one.
I mean, the last is like, you have to be asked. Everyone asked me about the first two parts of the name, but the last part's sort of self-explanatory when you think about it.
I think Bottle Caps was born in 2000 as well. You guys got that in common, so.
Bottle Caps was saying he's too old to chase girls now. So.
Yeah, I don't believe him for a second.
I don't have a girlfriend, to be honest with you. As crazy as it sounds, I'm 17 and I don't have a girlfriend.
Well, there's lots of time for that.
True.
There's no rush.
But then again, what girl would be into trains? You know it?
Well, you never know. There's one coming along. Xenia's been out with me on some of the trains. She's taken some train photos and stuff like that. I wouldn't say her life revolves around it, but she has come out with me sometimes. I won't brag that one up more than I can. So yeah, it's not like her.
Oh, by the way, I sent my friend Jesse Gillette's channel in the Hangouts chat. By the way, I meant to tell you that earlier.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But yeah,
this is great.
Let me go to my playlist here. I recently did a stream where it showed me organizing my channel's playlist because I had a lot of saved playlists which referred to either music or video playlists to my interests.
Okay.
And I sort of organized them. There's music from films I remember watching when I was younger up to the present. There's documentaries I found on YouTube and sort of in a sense of sort of archived here on my channel. There's gaming videos and comedy, I guess you could say, from other YouTubers, some of which are my favorites.
Okay.
And
it's a great idea to put your videos in the playlist.
Yes.
It's a great way of showing people what it's about and let them watch it as well.
You can never be in enough lists, even including your own.
Yes.
True.
And it's definitely good for the algorithm as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but also going back to the reason I made my channel, aside from the me making the channel as a place to store my videos, I didn't, as I said, I didn't think anyone would even watch my videos. I didn't even, I had just already, had sort of made the assumption, oh, no one would probably like them anyway. But eventually, people started to take notice. It was slow at first. Yeah. And after a few months, my channel had gotten to I think 22 subscribers, but then it started to drop. And I was wondering, okay, what was I doing wrong? Okay. Now, if you look at my playlist that I filmed in Folkestone, take note, none of the videos are named. I didn't name it. I don't think I even named one until a few weeks back. And I mean, I had footage from Cass, our drive from Charlotte, North Carolina to Cass, West Virginia. And keep in mind, when I was filming these videos, I had an earlier camera. It was I think it was a Sony camera. It wasn't a camcorder. In fact, hang on a minute. I have the newest camera I used for my trip to Alaska right here. Let's see here. Let me get it out here. This is it. This is what I've been using since 2016, and it's proven to be a very good camera. I got it specifically for the trip to Alaska.
Okay. Very cool.
I'm telling you, that's one of the best cameras I've used.
Well, that's the biggest thing is if you're comfortable with it. That's what makes everything.
I am comfortable with it. I can tell you that. But the phone I'm using to live stream is actually one of the newer electronics I've gotten in a while. Okay. The phone I used to have was one my dad had, and it didn't live stream. Even when I recorded with a normal camera, when you zoomed in on the camera, it made everything pixelated. Oh my God, I hated it. I was annoyed by that. I couldn't zoom in on any little details I wanted to get. So I filmed with that phone where the camera zoomed out most of the time or just barely zoomed in. But this one like for instance, if I do this, here, let me, if you're watching the stream, careful for your shaky camera footage. Here, let me just do this as an example here, okay? So you see my phone here, right? You see it's aiming towards the computer. Seeing y'all. Yep. Hello. Yeah, watch. See, let me zoom in here. Look at that. It picks up even the computer screen's pixels, and then I can see the little details in the buildings in the photo behind y'all.
That's amazing. What kind of phone is that?
Yeah.
It's a Verizon LG G5, I think is what it's called.
Oh.
Very good phone. It's one of the newest phones I've gotten, and by God, it's worked well. Only problem, with my old phone, I could record in sort of that first-person camera view there for almost an hour, a few minutes. Now with this one, I'm limited to only 5 minutes, so I usually film in multi-view. That's how I got a lot of the video in my Bahamas trip filmed. It was in a multi-view function where you saw my face on one side, and then you saw what I wanted the viewers to see on the other. A lot of the video I filmed in the Bahamas was of a steel drummer artist named Cordeal. He was good with playing music on the steel drums.
Okay.
And I had oh, hello.
Oh. Yeah, you inspired me. I never thought to take a picture of what we're doing here.
First for everything.
Yeah.
You're doing good to talk to. You know that? You really are.
Yeah. Thank you. We're pretty easygoing. It's all about having fun doing this.
Hey, I'm having a good time too, man.
That's great.
That's the beauty of YouTube. You can all do. Everyone can come together and just have a good time. That's the beauty of it.
That's what it looks like from our side.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Now that is truly professional. I like that. I like
that.
Oh
my God, this is as thrown together as it can be.
Is it better?
Hey, I think it's better than the setup I have. I have just this one laptop, and this laptop is the only one I have. I don't even have an editing software on it, okay? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Yeah. I don't mean to switch topics back and forth, but, going back to the channel again, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do it. But yeah, the other reason is become one of which is sort of this other reason has become more recent to me, and that is I have two younger sisters. One's named Peyton, the other's named Aubrey. Aubrey is the more recent of the two, and they came well after me by quite a few years. And then I realized, I don't know if my grandmother would be able to would still be able to travel by the time those two reached my age. I don't even know, and I don't mean any offense to her.
No.
She's in her late 60s, and I don't know if she would be, still.
Things can change in a moment. You never know.
I know. I don't know if she would still be alive when Aubrey is my age.
Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to make my channel now is so those two can see my videos and see the trips that she and I went on together.
Oh, and
keep in mind, I've been traveling with her, like I said, when I first came on here since 2008. A lot of those early trips have never been filmed. In fact, I asked her recently, if we had time or when we had time available, if we could try and revisit some of the places we first traveled to. The first place I ever went to with her was to Kennesaw, Georgia. Now that's near Atlanta, and it's where two Civil War steam locomotives are housed. One's named the General, the other's named the Texas.
Okay.
And if you don't know what the Andrews rate is, I recommend looking it up. It's quite unique and it's quite interesting as to how it all played out. But both locomotives are preserved, and I was amazed by the story about it. And it took place during the American Civil War, where some Union spies tried to take a Confederate locomotive to burn railroad bridges along Confederate rail lines to try and stop Confederate supply movements. But unfortunately, their plans failed, and they were eventually captured by the Confederates. I think all of them received the Medal of Honor, the ones who survived the POW camps. I think all of them got the Medal of Honor, and I think they were the first to receive it, except Andrews. He was excluded as a civilian, unfortunately. But the film has been, or the event has been, sort of, I guess you could say, immortalized thanks to both locomotives being preserved. Heck, the General was restored to operating condition in the 1960s during the Civil War's centennial.
Right.
And eventually it found its way into Georgia, and it's been on display in Kennesaw ever since. The Texas was on display at the Atlanta Cyclorama until recently, when it went to Spencer, North Carolina for cosmetic restoration, from what I heard.
You have amazing retention. It's
And
unbelievable.
memory.
Yeah, memory and the way you present yourself is quite amazing.
I try.
Well, you're definitely doing something right.
You're a quite smart young man.
Yes.
Thank
it's
you.
great. It's nice to
Thank
see.
you very much.
And I really like what you said about saving it for your sisters. That really struck a chord. I think that's amazing, your intentions for doing all of this. And it can happen in a moment's notice. And I think
I
that's
should
the nice
know.
thing
I've
about
witnessed.
social
I mean,
media.
I've had to go through 2 deaths in my family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The first was my grandmother's mom, whom we called Nana. She,
Okay.
from what I heard at first, she had passed away in like a hospital. But I found out later, her house had caught on fire due to an electrical fault. But
Oh no.
I mean, I think she was asleep, and from what I was told, you know, I think she died from smoke inhalation. So the fire didn't get her. Heck, her bedroom was untouched. And from what I was told, she didn't even know anything had happened. She had passed in her sleep, which is good. She didn't suffer, which is good. But I mean, it hit me hard because I had never, not in at once. Now keep in mind, I was only 11 years old when this happened. I had never experienced a death in my family before, and let me tell you, it was unexpected. I did not even know until my mom's dad, my mom's mother, not my mom's mother, my dad's mother, whom is the one who have been telling y'all about. She's the one who's been taking me on all these trips until he called my mom and told her. And I mean, it still hurts for me to think about it. And unfortunately, I mean, that wasn't going to be the last time I've sort of had a visit from, I guess you could say, death, so to speak. I mean, a few years later, recently, we lost my stepfather's grandmother, who we called Grandma Sandy. And from what I remember, she suffered a heart attack. Now, keep in mind, Nana, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her, but Sandy, oh gosh, that was the first funeral I ever attended, and that was the first time I had ever seen a person I once saw alive when they were deceased. That has never left me.
Yeah, it's definitely quite something to go through, especially when you're a child. It's definitely leaves a mark for sure. I can relate, so I understand what you're talking about for sure. But I'm grateful for the memories that we have from the people that have passed, and I'm very happy that you have memories that you're making with your grandma now while traveling. That's something.
Believe me, I'm really glad, and I mean, I like to spend as much time with her as I can, and believe me, I mean, I have a deep respect for, like I said, people who've come before my time. She's one of them, and she's a very kind lady. She's very wise. She's humorous. Heck, she's actually hosting a party for some friends right now as I'm speaking. They're watching basketball. Basketball. She's the hostess of Stratford, if you will.
Okay. Oh, that's fun.
We're actually going to be going on another trip in a few days. We're going to be revisiting a few towns in Georgia, down in Southwest Georgia. One of them is named Cordele, Georgia. I have footage of my first trip there on my channel. The reason we were going back is because of a few things we weren't able to do there on my first trip. We were going to ride an excursion train that's down there called the Sam Short Line. They have a website. You can probably look it up, I think. Okay. And they weren't running when we were down there before. So we're going to try and go down there so I can film that when the train's running. And we're going to go to a museum in Tifton, Georgia, which is a replica of a historic village. And they have a lot of equipment there that's from, like, I think the 1890s, early 20th century. And it sort of depicts early life in Georgia, I think from the 1830s to the 1890s and into, like, I think the early 1900s, 1920s, I think. I can't remember exactly how far in time it goes, but it's really well done. The historians there are really good at telling the story. And all the buildings, I think, are original. And I think there's only a few that have had to be rebuilt. But they're rebuilt in such a way to where they don't look like they're modern. They're built to where they're original, which is amazing to me. I was impressed at how well they kept all the buildings up. And a lot of them actually had steam-powered equipment. Now, keep in mind, my first trip there, none of it was running. This time, my grandmother has a lot of friends, and I think a friend of hers daughter, who is like, I think the curator or something, is going to be there, and they're hosting a festival there. So a lot of their equipment is going to be running. So that's going to be neat for me to check out, and I am going to film it. And I'm hoping this will sort of play out like my return trip to Cass, where although I didn't get a lot filmed on the first time, I'm hoping to get more done on the second time.
Okay.
That's
keep an eye out on that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's you're traveling all the time.
Well, not exactly all the time. I do have school in the way, though. Unfortunately.
There is that, but still.
That's the grade level I'm in high school right now.
Now, don't mind me for just a minute because we are still new to this. I just want to try the controls here for a minute, okay?
All right.
So I'm just going to try this for a second. I'm going to first hide broadcast from broadcast and bring you back. So there we go. Okay, so we're good. Sorry, guys, we got to do this when you're live. It's the only way to try it. Show and broadcast. Okay, you're back.
All right.
Okay, perfect. Present to everyone. This seems to be quite.
Whoa, whoa. Okay.
There you go.
Well, this is interesting. I pray I don't screw something up like last time. Yeah, I want to point out the stream, y'all. I may have accidentally muted the stream for a bit. That was not my intention, okay? Keep that in mind. I did not mean to do that. That was a major fail on my part.
Oh, don't feel bad. We all been there. Like I say, look at us right now. We're just trying this.
If you watch, you can actually see my reaction and what I was talking to myself about in my stream when I accidentally did it, okay? It was on my face cam, though, so yeah. Bit of an issue.
Biker Bushcraft is saying that he's enjoying your historical perspectives, and he understands your connection to your grandmother. And he was born in 1800s and had great stories.
Wow!
Thank you for the comment, Biker.
I honestly, one of the reasons I have a major respect for the people who came before me is because I really wish someone could go and interview all these people who were around and who are still living from the 1800s and the 1900s, and write their stories down, because once that person dies, their stories are lost for good, and that's been the case for quite a few war veterans. Heck, my stepfather's grandfather, his name was Tom Butler. He was a World War II veteran, and unfortunately, I don't think he was ever interviewed. So a lot of his stories are only able to be retold through my stepfather's mouth, and my stepfather actually has 2 Japanese rifles that Tom Butler brought back. And
wow.
Yeah. Try doing that nowadays if you were in their service. No offense to any war veterans out there. No offense.
No, I know what you're saying, though. I know. And they understand as well, I'm sure. But I mean, they also put in the amazing service, and we do thank them very much for their service, and anybody who puts their life on the line. But yeah, some of these guys seen some very hard conditions, and not much to work with. It was very primitive. I just wanted to show you, if you have a second, if you'd like to see it. This is Xenia's grandfather. He was a general in the Russian Air Force.
Whoa! Wow! Talk about Russian style.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was like a failed Russian impression. Just my bad.
No, that's all good. That was him, and
wow.
There as well there. And a very.
You mind if I show this on my stream?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Oh wow! And that's a World War I era biplane. Correct me. Is that World War I?
World War II. World War I. Yeah, for that one. Yes, excuse me. That's her
wow.
great grandfather here on the left.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell y'all any stories? Or y'all's parents any stories about him?
Yeah, my grandfather, he was a scientist and inventor. He mostly liked to talk about his innovations and things like that. I think he's seen a lot in World War II that he didn't want to talk about because probably it was too traumatic. He was.
Well, I mean, it's like some of those guys in Vietnam. I mean, it's just with those. I mean, that's like that with every soldier. I mean, just what those guys went through alone is enough.
Yes, definitely.
Exactly. And my grandmother, who also lived through the war, and actually in the wartime, she was working in one of the factories putting together guns.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what they were made to do. She was telling me more stories about it, but
Wow.
you know, like when she immigrated, so to say, or was sent to Latvia, where I'm from originally, the city was still bombed through, and she had to every morning go through the ruins of bombed through
Oh, wow.
city to get to work. So she was telling me more about how it was during and even after the war, and about rations and not having food and living on potato skins and all that.
If you, sorry, go on.
Yeah, my grandfather, I think he's seen the blood of it, so to say. So he was less talkative about the actual war things and more about his inventions.
And the picture you see up now, this is
I've heard about Chernobyl.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah. He is quite a man. I never got to meet him. Unfortunately, he was taken early in life, but...
Ouch. That's the same with my stepfather's grandfather, Tom. He died in 2004, so I really never got to meet him. I mean, there's one story now that he told my stepfather that my stepfather's told me, so he's passed it down, which is I'm really glad for. Now, I don't remember exactly if this... Now, it may not be accurate with me, but I think how it went was, Tom was assigned to some of the land clearing teams, which cleared out airstrips so our planes could not planes, blah. There's one of those brain farts that y'all are talking about. I said plans and I meant to say planes.
Oh, good.
Anyway, yeah. He was clearing out airstrips on one of, I guess, the occupied islands so that our planes could land in. And out of nowhere, a Japanese sniper started shooting at him. He was using a bulldozer at the time, from what I was told. So what he did was, to protect himself and shield himself, was he raised the bucket of the bulldozer up so that the bullets would hit the bucket. And I guess when he found the tree the sniper was in, he used the bulldozer and rammed the tree the sniper was in and knocked the tree down.
Wow.
And I think what he did then was he tied the sniper up, and I think that was how he got the rifle that my stepfather now has. I could be wrong on that, okay? I'd have to ask my stepfather for more confirmation in terms of accuracy. But see, that's the thing. It's kind of like with Civil War veterans, that's what's happening now to a lot of these World War II guys. I mean, once, because the Civil War, once the last veteran died in 1959, that story has been pretty much forgotten. Heck, they hardly even teach me about it in my school. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I've learned more about it thanks to a documentary that Ken Burns made about it than what they're teaching me about it in school.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate side effect, but I believe you on that.
Yes.
By the way, getting back to the recording memories, so to say, or interviews with people that are older, I have recently got into a thing called StoryCorps. I don't know if you have
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's basically it's a website, mostly an app, where it has either already pre-prepared questions, or you can make your own and make like a interview style, going through those questions and record it and save it on a cloud. And you can either share it or leave it privately. But I find it's a great way of preserving things that we were just talking about. What I'm doing it with my son sometimes. So that way of preserving more of the way his ideas are changing through the time he's growing up. But lots of people are actually using it to talk with older generations. So it's something to look into. So called StoryCorps.
All right, I'll look into it. Also, you're going to find me crazy, but what if I told you I've actually met in my lifetime 3 World War II veterans, though? I've actually met 3 of them.
Okay.
I met the first one on the plane flight back from Seattle. It was after our plane touched down in Atlanta. And as we were getting off, I just happened to glance over and saw his hat, and it showed he was a World War II veteran. I mean, I didn't say anything to him. I just saluted him, and he actually turned to me and he smiled. And I mean, I was glad. I already knew those guys were starting to be forgotten because, I think it said over 1,000 are dying each day, which is unfortunate. But after that, I think the second one I met was, I met him. He was at a Home Depot. I think it was either in Commerce or East Side in Georgia. I can't remember exactly where, but I ended up talking to him, and he actually showed me a picture of the plane he was assigned to. I think it was either a B-17 bomber or B-25. I can't remember exactly, but he and I were talking, and I saluted him. I mean, anytime I see a war veteran, I salute them. And I mean, I was deeply impressed by what, you know, he had gone through. I mean, that was sort of an honor for me. I had never gotten a chance to talk to another war veteran. And the third one I've met was one who was able to attend our Veterans Day assembly at my school. And I spoke to him and a few other war veterans from other wars. And I mean, he was the oldest one there. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of never left me either. And I mean, I feel it kind of an honor that I was able to meet those guys, because I mean, they saw what true war was. And unfortunately, I mean, I know a lot of other veterans on other sides have seen far worse, unfortunately, which is, you know, like I say, you know, that's what I mean, you know, and just what those guys went through, you know, was enough. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've actually never met a World War II soldier who's actually been to, like, say, Normandy, or, you know, some of the guys who actually, you know, fought back through France. But I mean, I don't know if they had been interviewed before or not, but still, I mean, like I said, that has stuck with me.
Yeah, definitely a lot there of history for sure. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for all your stories. It's amazing.
Yeah, God, you
have a great
at 17, memory. You lived a whole life already.
Yes, and you.
In a sense, but you never know. I might do a lot more. I mean, I once said, you know, I've always said, you know, life is one of the greatest gifts God can give, and it's up to, you know, each and every one of us to live our lives as best we can. I mean, and it's up to us to decide which path to take in life. I mean, you can either take the good path, make the right choices, and make the right decisions, and you'll end up living a happy, long life. Or, I mean, unfortunately, for some, they just chose to take the bad path, and they make the bad choices, and unfortunately, they don't live very long lives, and it's usually ones that they end up either regretting in the end or just are not happy with.
That's very true, sir.
But I mean, the choice can't be forced. I mean, it's our choice, and it's our choice alone.
Thank you very much. If anybody haven't gone yet and subscribed to our guest channel, please, if you are interested in history, in train, amazing history, there's lots more to see on his channel. Please go over and check and subscribe if you still haven't. And watch, of course, the video. We need watch time.
Yes, definitely.
Everybody
here. My stream's been up for an hour and 33 minutes now.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And we'll have you back on again soon, okay?
All right, man. Hey, I salute both of y'all.
Perfect.
I wish y'all's channel luck, and by God, I'm hoping when the next time I see the subscriber count, I hope you guys have got 1 million people watching instead of 1,000. Because y'all truly deserve it. Y'all's videos are some of the best that I've seen. Y'all are good at what you do. And let me tell you something. You guys give every channel I've been to and have seen a major run for its money.
Oh, God. You're gonna go. We're gonna get an ego from you.
If I had one.
No. I really do appreciate the kind words, and thank you for being our guest tonight. It's been a real pleasure to have you. And keep watching, and we'll talk soon again. Okay.
All right.
You take care of yourself. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck, y'all.
Thank you. Same
God
to
bless.
you. And you too.
So that was our guest for today, Railroad Preserver 2000. Please go over and check his channel, as I was saying. And don't go anywhere just yet.
Yeah.
Hello to everybody still that is in the chat and watching. Hello, Hazel and Terrell.
Hazel and Terrell in
the house. Welcome. I think maybe we can talk a little bit about editing.
Yep, I know bottle caps. Bottle caps, let's start off with maybe something you wanted to start off with. If you can just type up something. I'd love to talk about editing. And same for Xenia with photography. You want to talk about Photoshop, Premiere, different kinds of not just editing, like tips that we use when we're out in the field shooting and stuff like that. Anything like that, we're more than happy to discuss. And to hear you guys' stuff that you do too. I love hearing stuff like that. So please feel free. The floor is yours.
Definitely. We all use some, special tricks, and we have some, and you guys probably have some too. And it's great if we can interchange them, and we all can benefit from it after all. And we're great communities in that way, that we share these tricks with each other. So please drop the questions if you have, or comments about editing, photo, video, or the way you're doing your YouTube videos.
Yep.
And bottle caps, please. You had questions about editing. We are waiting for them.
Yep, we're all yours.
Definitely.
Hazel writes, "Oh, lovely couple."
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you so much for coming over. It's really great to see you.
Behind you guys.
I think that is going to be the most often question. We have to change the pictures every time.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have a rotate, because I know somebody like Bottle Cap is going to say, "Oh, they're talking about it again." I can hear them right now. This is from our trip, my backpacking trip I did, and that's the different countries that I visited when I spent 2 weeks by train in Europe. But that one that you're asking about particularly, that's Ljubljana, Slovenia. And we each have a big picture behind one of the couches here. We each picked one of our favorites, and Xenia picked hers was from Iceland, and this was mine because it was just fun. It was one of the most beautiful places, surprisingly beautiful. I didn't think it could be that beautiful there, so that's why I picked that one to be. The rest are all black and white from the other countries, but we did one color, one each.
Yeah, we talked a little bit in the beginning of the stream about traveling and places in Europe. So if you have anything to add to that, please welcome and drop a comment. That's amazing. So beautiful, Hazel says. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. It's my go-to picture. As I stated, I never buy souvenirs. The only souvenirs I actually buy is I buy one fridge magnet in every country, and that actually goes on my mom's fridge, because that was started as kind of a tradition. And I'm not into souvenirs. The pictures and memories are my souvenirs, so I hold them very closely. So every picture I look at around the room kind of tells a story or a moment in time. From different travels, some with Xenia, that we had some great adventures. Our first trip we ever did together was Estonia. We went to Tallinn, which was absolutely incredible. And then we took the ferry. It was about, it's an hour and a half, right, I think?
Yeah.
To Helsinki, Finland. And it was unbelievable. It was so amazing. Our first time, Finland was actually one of my bucket list places. I always pick the cold ones, which is weird coming from Canada. But is it warm this evening in California, Hazel? Yeah, I was curious. So my parting tip, always shoot a second take. My second take saved me from a reshoot last night. Definitely. Sure glad I had the footage. Oh, you got that right. The video I just did recently, Biker Bushcraft, I don't know if you've seen it. She brought back the 80s to Montreal. There's some panning shots of the city. My poor son, I think he was going to pull out his hair at one point, because we were literally down there for 2 hours, and we ended up with over 50-some shots of each section, just because it's that time of evening when it's hard to guess what the lighting's going to be like, what it will look like once you put it through the editing box. And like you say, they do get lost. So yes, definitely. Always back up everything, because you'll never recreate that moment. Now maybe you'll go in and shoot it even better, but most times, yeah, you'll never recreate that moment. So definitely double up, triple up if you can.
That's the beauty of the digital technologies now, that we can do that. When we were using 8mm or film in the camera for photos, unfortunately, you weren't able to do that. And fortunately, or fortunately, some might say. But now you can do as many takes or as many pictures as possible. And if you can, do it. And then you can choose the best one.
Like, even forget a photographer, just somebody who went to a wedding and they're sitting there with a roll of their film, the 35mm. We all remember what that was like. You were waiting and waiting and waiting for that perfect shot because you only had 3 shots left on your camera. Yeah, I like that. Biker bushcraft, LOL. Everyone is perfect until you are in post. How true is that? How many times have you looked at the screen and thought, yeah, this is a killer shot till you get it home and it looks absolutely horrible, or you lost it. That's the truth.
As many professionals say, I think too, you have to do the most preparation before the shot as possible. The most you can do before is better. If there is something you can do in post, great. But the more you do with the light, with composition, with the way you're moving your camera, like everything what you can do before it, and make sure before you actually shoot, if it's possible.
Preparation is the key. Lots of preparation, you know, and it's scouting the place out. If I had a new place that I wanted to shoot, I'll definitely walk all around it. I'll look for things that are going to look horrible later on in film. I've seen myself picking up garbage by a train yard one time. Literally, I picked up probably 25 pieces because it was an amazing place to shoot. But of course, litter was blowing off the highway. And yes, you might notice it so much when you're looking through the camera. But when you get into post, like Biker says, then it really sticks out. And that's an awful thing when you put all the 2-3 hours work into something just to bring it back and it's all non-usable.
Definitely, and I think it's the details that makes a difference. As you said, picking up the garbage.
Yeah, you know,
is noticing these details that might be distracting in your video or your photo, and getting rid of them, or making it just a little bit different. You know, those details is what makes a difference when you watch the video or a photo.
Like, I don't do as much photography, Xenia, but when I take photos, I kind of do the same as I do with video. The windmill train that was brought up a while ago. That's a great example. There's a shot in the town where I grew up, Cascapedia, where the train is crossing the Trestle Bridge. There was lots of open places to shoot it, but it was so much more interesting. I went down by the bank, and you have poplar trees that were kind of intertwined a bit. I bent back a couple of them. I tried not to break them if I didn't have to. So when I shot, I'd have some trees in front of it, you know, some nice little branches. And that's, so many people try to go for this like crystal clear, unobstructed view. But when you shoot like that, you have just a couple of branches here and there. It gives you that peeping feel that people love, like they've found something special, and it really, really brings out your shot. It makes the subject so much more interesting.
You got to remember that the shot that is taken from standing and eye level is the most common shot you're going to ever see anywhere.
Yes.
So before you're taking a video or a photo, think about that. Yeah. If you're standing and you're doing this, probably 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people already did that, especially if it's somewhere in the tourist place. So once you do this, remember that and try to go either lower or in a different angle.
That's a really good point, yes.
Just so it's different. Because after, even with the best post edit, there's going to be thousands of pictures of a straight up Lake Louise, straight up Grand Canyon, and all the other places you could ever imagine.
Definitely.
So yes, when you think this, move.
Yes, shoot under your leg. Even if it came out a tiny bit blurry in one corner, we'll give it more perspective because of the angle it was shot from versus a straight on one that's crystal clear. Video, I almost always shoot, as well as my camera as well, but I'm almost always shooting at chest level. And that's to kind of give an in-between view of child and adult. Most animals would see from that perspective. So I think it's the most relatable to most people that are watching your work. Now, is that always the case? Time will tell, but for me, I just found that's kind of what's worked the best for myself.
Another tip for taking pictures, by the way, you just reminded because you were saying about the chest level. If you want to have a nice and clear picture, try to hold the camera not in a straight out hands, but as close as possible to your body. Basically, your body is a tripod.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Lots of people do. They do this because now we can see the back of the screen with the view. So we want to see what is there, right? Yep. Don't do that. That's where your hands start to get shaky and
no control.
Oh, no control at all. The closer you are to your body with it, the better the picture or the video is, because it works like a tripod.
And yes, us fanboy talk once again. We'll bring up Peter McKenna. He gave a great example for how he was doing dropping shots. Was to put the camera strap around your neck, hold your camera out, so that way you do have some support already. You know, you don't want it too far away from you. Adjust your strap so it's about here, which is usually for most people when they pick up their camera. You can shoot and just on one foot, just let yourself pivot ahead. and you only have about 2-3 seconds, but you could actually catch a lot in that 2-3 seconds, and you get a nice panning shot. So if you wanted like a flower or maybe a small brook somewhere, and you want to get that nice panning shot, is doing that. Just let yourself standing on one foot and let yourself just lightly go ahead on your own momentum, and you can really get some great shots. And do that from different angles. Hold the camera up with the sling, the strap, and just turn it slowly. You're not going to be able to keep it forever, but you'll always know you keep that little bit of steady momentum as you do it, and that really helps a lot.
Hazel is asking if we're carrying around charged batteries.
Definitely. All kinds of charged batteries.
Let me count. Okay, so one is always in the camera charge. Every time I come back from somewhere where I got the shoot, I come back and I charge right away the batteries. That's just a given. So there's always one charged inside, and I think I have 4 or 5 extra.
Yeah.
I don't remember anymore.
Never a shortage of them, that's for sure.
Why? Because we sometimes shoot weddings, and believe me, I go through all of them, and sometimes even need to charge extra. And that's lithium batteries off a Sony camera that I'm using. So that's a lot. That's a lot of batteries to go through in an 8 hours sometimes. And why, by the way? Because oftentimes, as a wedding photographer or event photographer who go to baptism, which, by the way, we'll have a shoot on this Sunday, next Sunday. I don't want to lose the shot, so I oftentimes just keep the shutter open. And just wait for the right moment. I don't want to lose the emotion or the face expression, so I just keep it open. Obviously, batteries draining as I'm doing that, and that's why I sometimes go through 5, 6 of them during the event. But yes, we definitely always extra charging batteries. Even with the phone, charger is always with me, and we charge it in the car because I don't. And not for being able to talk through it, but to take pictures, even with the phone when I don't have my camera with me. What about you?
Me, I have 4 batteries, and mine's a bit tricky for the simple reason the controller is my cell phone. That's how that one is controlled. So I have to keep extra batteries for a cell phone plus extra batteries for the camera itself. The 4 lithium batteries for the camera, as soon as one runs out, I'm literally plugging it in and charging it. And I will try all day. I'll plan it out so when we do a wedding, I'll look around and see the different areas we're going to be filming where the plugins are available, and I always try and reserve them in advance. I'll ask the DJ or I'll ask the concierge, whoever has any control over them, to at least save me one. And from there, I'm just plugging in and recharging. I never take a chance. I should get more batteries, really. 4 seems to work okay because I've always been lucky to plug them in, but at some point, my luck's going to run out. And it does. You never know when magic moments. We had a wedding one time. Well, the one with Jeffrey and them.
Yeah.
And I thought they were pretty much done with us. And then all of a sudden they decided his mother-in-law was giving them this gift. And they wanted it on film. And just by the grace of God, I had enough battery left in the last battery to get the shot. Maybe not as many as I would have liked to, but at least we got it covered. Things creep on you really quickly, and you got to be prepared for everything. And batteries is the key. Batteries and SD cards, because SD cards can crap out at you at any time. You can shoot a lot more footage than you were ever expecting to shoot. So that's 2 things we always keep a lot of. I actually keep mine in a glasses case, not for these glasses, the ones I had before. The snap close type that come with them that we usually never use. Well, that one, and that's where I keep all my SD cards, and I keep all my little bits that I need for that kind of stuff. Bottlecast is asking, okay, you have watched a variety of my videos now. I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. And that's the thing I think we're all asking each other. I know it sounds like kind of a generic answer. I don't think you're doing anything wrong. Like I say, I mean, we're not aces either. We're still learning, and I mean, we've gotten some really great compliments, and I appreciate it. And look at us recently. You know, we only had 42 subscribers. I think a lot of it is last night. I know you're doing the Z's and stuff like that. A lot of it's been the marketing our site. Really, it's just getting people to watch it. That's been the biggest part of all for growing. You got interesting content. I don't see why people wouldn't be interested into it. It depends what you want to edit. Like, I mean, if you're going to go more into what I do, it is more of a learning curve. Now there's people that are light years ahead of me, but it is a lot more work. And so it takes and you need to make sure you have a decent computer for it. It's a lot, and the same with photography, a lot of YouTube tutorials. I'm constantly on it, trying either to learn what I need. I'll think, okay, well, I want this to flash and turn and do whatever. I'm on YouTube and looking for somebody who's done it already or something at least close enough. And also watching in my spare time to always look to see what somebody else is doing. And it's an art all in itself, editing, and there's people who edit who are horrible at taking video. And that's what's tricky about what we all do here. And we got to remember that we have people here who love working with wood, but now all of a sudden they also have to learn how to be video photographers. They have to learn how to be editors. They got to learn how to read analytics in YouTube. We wear so many hats now, and we all wish kind of sometimes we had somebody like myself taking video with my camera. I do enjoy it now more. It's more suited to the way I like to take. I like to do my videography. But I'd be more than happy if somebody was shooting the stuff here, like we could hire somebody doing that, and I was sitting here just editing, because that's where I feel the most creative. Now, some people the exact opposite. They'll shoot for days. They have such an amazing eye, and they would rather cut off their own arm than have to do any video editing or marketing on YouTube. It's a whole package. Can you see what I'm typing?
Hazel, we're not experts.
You were too kind.
We're just we're just trying to help each other, and the same as we learn from other people what we are doing.
Of course.
If anybody have questions, doesn't mean that we have perfect answers. I wouldn't call us experts.
No, and if you have something that you can do that we've forgotten or know more about, please, I'm all ears. We would love to. The whole point is for us to learn as well. I asked them a question, but they never got back to me.
What was your question?
Some kind of lag in the chat system. I would say so. Usually there is at any given time.
Yeah, I think we answered all your questions. By the way, I wanted to address your channel in general, and please don't start snorting. I wanted to tell you just one thing, and I know you don't want to hear about marketing. You know how I remembered your channel? I remembered your channel, and out of all of the thousands that we watched, it's hard sometimes to remember which is which, and you've got to go back again and again. But what really struck a chord is a thumbnail of your video of Gillies Bay, with a bird. I thought the shot itself, as a photographer, first of all, I thought it was amazing. I remember Andrew was showing me your channel, and I'm like, oh my God, look at that. I couldn't believe the shot. But what I'm saying, when I'm looking at all your videos all together, it jumps out. That thumbnail is just like, oh my God, I want to see what's there.
Yep.
And I think you should have that as an example to the rest of your videos.
Yeah.
Have your thumbnails like that. You have your channel's name on them, which is great. But these capturing thumbnails, like you have in these Gillies Bay video thumbnail, do them like that on the rest of your videos. It's amazing. I'm telling you, as a professional photographer, I couldn't believe my eyes. Yeah. I needed to see it up close, and that's how I remembered it, and that's why I was coming back and watching other videos, because of that thumbnail.
Yeah, so, thumbnails are so important, and we all kind of make that mistake at the beginning, and I've been there many times. The thumbnails that you see for our videos, I've redone them, I think it's 4 times now.
Yeah.
To get them where I want to get them. And some things I've learned, like one of my favorite ones is one of the latest ones we did was the train in the fog in Kingston, Ontario. Before, I would have taken a screenshot. It would have been further back. Yes, you could see the train. Yes, you could probably guess there was a bit of fog in there. But now, if you look at it, because the thumbnail is smaller, I take the shot, bring it into Photoshop. The first thing I do is I up the contrast a lot. Because it's smaller, I really want it to punch. Then I bring up the blacks. So the shadows, I still want you to see detail, but I'm going to get it to the exact point, the sweetest spot, where it's as jet black as can be, where you can still make out what's in there. And then the fog was actually, Oh my God, I feel like it's gonna be a drinking game soon if I bring up Peter McKinnon one more time. But talk about getting ideas. We were watching, and he was showing about how to do a motion blur to give your picture more depth. And I've done that before, but I hadn't done it in so long. And I seen it, and 2 days later, I was working on the thumbnail for that. I thought, that's it. That's what I'm missing. So I took the shot, then layered it on top of each other, and then I added the motion blur to it, and then started as a layer mask cleaning it out and gave it that mask where the train comes punching through the fog, because people aren't going to see the big picture that you're working on to at the time, like you see on the screen. They're literally seeing this at the best of times. So high res, very, very high contrast pictures is what works great. And that picture, like Xenia said, of the seagull, like you nailed it there, really nailed it. And use that as your example and go back and do your thumbnails. I noticed your bottle cap logo. I like it. It's very punchy. I would almost though consider maybe finding the spot that you like to use it and use it in the same place in all your photos. Like if you notice, ours has Puša Studios with the white band across the bottom, and usually the 4K on top, except for a few of them where I did the photo series or the hour-long trains. I couldn't make it into 4K. It was too long. And all it is one Photoshop document. I back it up, of course, but with every layer is all of them those thumbnails. And I always just go in and add a new layer or a new folder in that and work on that. So everything always stays in the same uniform scale every time. So the 4K logo is always in the same place. The banner is always in the same place. And the only thing that changes is the layers behind it.
Maybe you can share screens on one of his videos if you really want to hear.
Yeah.
The first one. Can you go over on his?
Well, we're going to ask him first and see if he minds. Bottle caps, would you mind if we opened up one of your videos to look at? It's up to you. You don't have to. We understand completely if you'd like to or not. And if there's a certain video you'd like us to look at, just let us know. I definitely wouldn't do that without your permission.
Yes, you're right. Hazel also agrees with us that the thumbnail with the birds really jumps at us. That's right, exactly. As I said, that's how I remember your channel, Bottle Caps. You're saying that you have a huge photograph hanging on the wall of a bald-headed eagle bringing a gift to the drone 1,000 feet up, a dead duck in it. Oh my God, I would love to see that. That's amazing.
See, that's the stuff.
This is what people want. Put it up.
You have the content already.
You were saying the other day that your videos are only for local people. No, we are interested. As I said, we don't live there. I'm interested in your videos.
Exactly. We're all local. I mean, our work, I mean, is mostly based out of Montreal and a town of 280 some in eastern Quebec. And people who are commenting, I mean, just once again, the analytics show where they're looking from around the world. So you have some great views. Then you drown. I want has a 5.7K.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, I don't care. Bottle caps, you're amazing. Okay, alrighty then. He's amazing. I swear to God. Okay, so
let's do the latest one.
Yep. Okay, just give me a second to get that up. Go ahead, no problem.
And again, these just suggestions. We're not experts.
No, and we're not bashing anybody. I mean, we don't have all the answers. I mean, I'm sure people look at ours thinking, God, what are they doing? You know, you can't please everybody.
Sierra says that you look like Jack Nicholson. Are you talking about my husband? Does he look like Jack Nicholson? Amazing resemblance. Let me look. Maybe so. I'm going to be looking through a different set of eyes now.
in one flew the cuckoo's nest or something.
Yeah. The question is from which movie?
According to Bottle Cats, would definitely be picking something like that. So. Okay. So let's see here. I'm just going to bear with me. I want to get this set up. This will be another first. Okay, application screen, share. Okay, now we're going to try the sound. I hope this works okay.
Okay, we're going to pause somewhere too.
Yeah, we're just going to let the opening go through. I just want to see. Great shot. Great opening shot. That opening shot is absolutely, I don't see any problem with it.
I love the movement. I love the pause at the beginning. The composition of the shot, the setup is great. I would work a little bit on the histogram.
Yes, color. That's why I said shot specifically, meaning the direction you were going into. I knew exactly you would talk about color. As you notice right here in this spot, you can see that there's. Can you see the chat? Because I can't see anything on the slide.
Okay.
So you can see the only thing right now is you're missing is some definition between your clouds, your water, and your grass. It's a nice shot, and really, it's not a ton of. He doesn't need to rebuild it or anything. It's just bringing up your blacks a bit more. You notice around the grass here, the water side grass, it would make them more defined that way. Me personally, I would boost up your blacks a bit, and even though it's a nice blue sky in that, I would bring back maybe even a bit of a yellow tint, just a tiny bit, just to kind of bring a little bit of life into the plants that are there. Or try your greens a bit, but usually yellow gives you a more cinematic look, but you don't add much of it. And that's a big key. This is a side note. That happens a lot where people get crazy with the slider. They start moving it left, right, as far as they can go. Almost everything you do should be within maybe, what, 10%? Yeah. I would say is a good number to keep in mind. Because you will distort it so badly in the end, it won't even look recognizable anymore.
Yeah, my suggestion would be bringing the highlights a little bit down and bringing the shadows a little bit up. The trick in getting the detail but not getting your shot too dark is getting your shadows a little bit up. It's not going to be enough to blow it out completely, but it's going to give that nice detail in the darkest parts, for example, in your trees here, that would be more visible, right? And also here, maybe the highlights are good. I would even say they're great. But right here, if you would just put the highlights a little bit down, I would be able to see more of the water, more of the clouds, more of that beautiful, beautiful scenery in the background there.
Excuse me.
So yeah, so that's what I would say with regards to that. We can play it along again. Where are we? Okay. Yeah, beautiful movement. The composition of the shot is amazing.
And you see right away here, you're doing what a lot of people are doing online, not to degrade your work, saying that you don't need to feel like you've made some sort of abomination. Look at them passing over the birds. Like a little bit of contrast, those birds will pop right out of the water.
Beautiful.
You got a great shot here.
Yeah, nice speed, not too fast, not too slow. Amazing.
Right here. Here's what I would avoid. And this is common with most drone shots. Everything was flowing. I'm going to put this back. Let me see even a bit further because I want to catch this where it happens. Now you see the flow you had since you left land. And you went up there beautiful. Right here where you're starting to turn, that's where I would fade out. I would never keep that turn in there. And as you turn here, once you straighten out and you find your angle that you're going at, that's where I would be bringing the video back in. Like here, let's go back. See how you're kind of panning up here slowly? You could use that as a shot, cutting out all the middle between where I had stopped and here. Like this is nice. It's getting... The problem with drones, and this has been a big argument for a while, if you're making a video and you just want to show flying a drone in an area, leave it. It's good. If you want to make it more cinematic, think of all the movies you've ever seen where there's been a lifted camera. They never show all the turnings because, I mean, a drone is not a perfect turn when it does one. It's very very disjointed. It's turning, it's rising, it doesn't quite know where to go, it's steadying out. Cut out the fat. Remember when I said even with my camera, I never shoot a building if I want it straight on. I always start away from it and pan across it. Because I'll actually cut out that beginning part where I started and it's a little bit jittery and wait till the movement is fluid. And that's where I'll start my video. And where it starts to get kind of going the same way at the end, that's where I'll cut it off. That makes tons and tons and tons of difference in your footage. Because you got great footage right here. In this turn, you could use that. And then maybe cut it again afterwards. See, like this is beautiful panning shots. Like this you can use. But you got to separate them. When it looks like it's moving off and the drone is steadying itself, cut it out. And maybe you'll have to skip 5 seconds, but at least you'll have good footage. And then you could show here. So sometimes with that, I would do is the first turn and then say there was a bit of a jitteriness and then another nice turn, but almost the same level. I would actually take that next, I'd cut out the bad part, and the next one, I would zoom in maybe, or zoom out as well, 20%. So it doesn't look like the same cut, because then it looks like a jump shot where it's the same view. So bring it in a bit more or bring it out a bit more.
Yeah, you definitely detail a color. Look at all that color in the water. Like I just want to punch in it. You know, the punch of that blue and green would bring it so much life in it right away. Also, all the details in the woods there, they're just screaming to get out.
Yep. No.
You would be able to see so much also underneath the water, the bed, water bed. If you would go down in the highlights right here in this shot, you would be able to see much more of the things under the water.
You know, okay, see here where the camera got jittery right here? That's where I would have cut that part out. And then maybe start here if you have enough distance and it stays smooth. Cut out all your jittery parts, and then you have them on the timeline. And from there, you have all your good cuts. Figure out how you work them into the music. Music is key. You want everything to follow the beat. You can zoom in and see every note, how it goes up and down, and you'll see a pattern into it. And from there, you can really sync it up with the music. And that's the biggest key to building something really great, really quick. I'm just going to put this. I'm going to try something here. Control. This is not the best way to do it, but we're going to try it. Control. I don't know if this will even work, but you know what? We're going to try something here tonight. We're going to try something new. You can still see the chat, right, hon?
Yep.
Okay. My master collection. It will be Photoshop. Now, this is not the high-res version of what you did. I just took a screen capture. But we're going to try this, so bear with us. Yep, clipboard. Okay, good. Okay. So there's your shot. Now, Control L. Let's even just try, and this is, we're doing this in Photoshop because it's a picture, obviously, but I'm just going to try auto levels just for the fun of it.
Yeah, without a color, maybe.
So we're just going to, yeah, I'm just going to bring up the color. I'm just going to bring up the saturation a little bit.
You guys see that? Not sure. I can't see it here.
You can't see it?
No. Can you see anything on your stream?
I tried Photoshop today and it was working. Let's just, I'm going to go back.
Black, yeah, no.
Oh, okay, so it's not working. I think it's just because of the bandwidth. We tried it today quickly. I tried today quickly and it was working. I want to try once more. Let's just
go black.
No, well then it's going to take them. Now it's back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just going to try one more time and see, because this is hard to do, and I've been reading that a lot of people. That's why I want to go to the other program soon. Just haven't had a chance to set it up yet. I may be there. Let's see if that's working. It's showing up on here. Still not up there.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. There. So, honey, do you want to do, because you're more the color person, do you want to just
auto, just show the easy way of doing it. It doesn't really need a lot of editing.
It's not making much of a difference, so that's why. I'm just going to bring up the bottom levels a little bit.
So levels, yeah.
Look, already the black's coming out to the back. And then we'll just play with the mids a little bit. We'll just pull them back.
Maybe I will do a separate live where I can go through with a tutorial of how to get your picture punchier.
Yeah.
We can do a short one maybe one day.
Like you see, if you bring all of the saturations black, but if you just raise the saturation a little bit, you know, your colors are already coming back, and you can, and the lightness, you're already getting more mood. Now, remember, like I say, this is a low-res version because I just took a screenshot, so it is quite hard to work with. But it doesn't take much. It really it's just playing with it, you know. Go back to the actually, I'll do that in the histograms out. Yeah. But already your trees are coming out more. I should have made a copy of it. But let's see here. There's the beginning. And there's the end. You can see already the buildings coming out more and stuff like that. And like I said, this is just a very, very fast edit on the fly.
Right, and like I said, the composition and the flow of the video is amazing. But if you toggle between before and after, you can see how much punchier it just grabs the eye more. So bottle caps, you were talking the other day about the viewer attention and that you need more hours and that people subscribe and leave. But these are the things that keep them staying. This is what keeps them watching your video till the end. This is what keeps them not just subscribing, but watching this video and then going to the next one and next one, because your videos are amazing. I love drone shots. Who doesn't? My God. And your movement of it is amazing too.
Definitely. All the elements are there. And like I say, once again, it's about your editing. Best way to make it easier for yourself, lay all of your files out in your editor, cut out all the bad parts right away. What you don't need, what looks bad. If you have 20 seconds and 5 of it's jittery, cut out the jittery and start from there and see what you can put together.
Of course, you're saying, bottle caps, that you're just taking the SD card, basically putting it in the computer and uploading. It's a great way of doing it. But if you want those viewing hours, that these are little details that count a lot and would make a world of difference. Just even a 10-minute work on your video would make a difference. I promise you.
Yeah,
I promise you. Start now.
You have all the elements
see it
already.
Because you have everything else already working for you. 10 minutes, and it's gonna be so much worth it. Try it for your next video, and then get back to us and see how it went. Okay. I see lots of people have drones here. Maverick as well.
I like that. You guys are getting in. Matt Cook for Oregon. Oh, I'm so glad to have you back tonight. And yeah, I knew you were wanting to get more into the details of stuff like that. And please, you have any questions as well? Like I say, I don't know if we can answer them all. You do some nice work, but anything or any advice for us as well, or for anybody here too. Everybody, we're just sharing thoughts and stuff like that. That's the nice part about this. It's nothing formal.
For sure. If anybody else want to jump in and have any advice, and please, again, if anybody haven't subscribed yet to Bottle Caps, go over, do that if you like his videos, and please view the videos.
Yes.
View the videos. They're really, really beautiful.
Oh, Matt, you're too kind.
Yeah,
you're too kind. Yeah, but thank you so much. I mean, we're just learning as we go, and literally, that's what we were saying to Bottle Caps, is we're just watching every YouTube tutorial there is. I know we go on a lot about Peter McKinnon. Yes, he's Canadian, so we're a little biased. But what we liked about him, and a lot of people say, oh, he's just a Casey copycat. He's not. The thing he's doing that Casey didn't do, Casey was all about flash, and I'm not knocking him, and hey, he did great for it. But he doesn't hold a candle in the wind when it comes to actual cinematography. Casey's an amazing storyteller. They're all great in their own rights. I'm not turning it into a pissing contest between them. All I'm just saying is, for what we do, we really appreciate how Peter does it. That guy, I swear to God, could take video of blowing his nose and turn it into a cinematic event.
Yeah. From
the tissue till it gets in the garbage, you would be hooked on every moment of it.
That's a talent.
And that's what it is looking through. And that's what I say about cutting out all the bad jittery shots. That's what takes somebody. Imagine if you were at a concert hearing your favorite singer of all time, which we have, and they have an off night. they're singing the song and they're going the way it should be, and then they hit that one flat note, and then they get going again and they hit one more flat note. Well, they sung hundreds of notes, but it's that flat note that just knocks everything off kilter. And that's not you being picky, that's a physical element of us.
Yeah, exactly. It's the details.
Yep.
It's the details.
We lay out a video, like, I mean, or Xenia with a picture. When we do a wedding, she and I both spend a good couple of days. A wedding for Xenia usually involves 3,000 to 4,000 pictures taken in 8 hours. That's no joke. So it's a week just weeding out what pictures are horrible right away. Yeah, this is blurry. Yeah, that's shaky. Yeah. Sometimes you'll take 15 of the same shot, the speed shots.
Yeah, any photographer is going to tell you that culling out the photos after the event is probably the most tedious and most boring task. And I don't want to do it. So, ball caps, I don't like culling my photos. But in order to get to the part that I do like doing and to get the end results of the pictures, I have to. So I spend hours and hours of culling those thousands of pictures to get through them and choose the ones that I am liking and clients is going to like.
When we're shooting the wedding, the same for me. I mean, I've seen myself 1.5, sometimes close to 2 SD cards full, and those are 64 gig cards. So there is a lot of footage to go through, and it's tedious. And video sometimes even worse, because at least with photos you can kind of jump, you know, with your viewer on the JPEG viewer, and at least get rid of the bad ones right away. I got to watch these things in 4K that suck up so much juice out of a computer just to get in 2 minutes down the road and realize just how horrible the whole thing was, because I've shot the church. I've shot it 30 different ways in that angle and 15 ways in this angle. It sometimes takes me a night just to do one building sometimes. That's the price we pay for trying to get the best shot out of it. And we'll weed through them, and I've seen myself have to go back and dig through my scraps again because I'm short on time. I need 2 angles. Or once I get in the editor, I'm realizing, oh my God, that was bad at the end. I thought this one was good. So I got to chop it there and then find something else to piece in between. Or what drives me the craziest is a shot that's 1 second away from matching with the music. And do I slow it down? Is that going to look hokey? Or do I have to scrap it all and put in 2 shots or find a better shot to fit? It's mixing and matching. It's like playing Tetris for a couple of days.
Yeah, and of course, you know, you don't have to go into the deep editing of the stuff if that's not what you want to do. But sometimes just a light touch is great.
Yeah, there's a happy medium in all this. I mean, in this stuff, we're paid for it, and then also what we're doing, a customer will be watching. So we're kind of having to keep ourselves in check. And we're our own worst critics. I mean, we constantly, like we said the other night, are telling each other 80% of it is our work, and the other 20% is telling the other one that they're going too far into this, and you got to just accept it and move on.
You know, it's like a good bowl of soup. Just a little bit of salt is going to make a world of a difference.
And it is the little touches that make. Watch lots of people who do tutorials and just look for great ideas. There's so many out there. That's what we use all the time. And it does make a difference. It really does. And they're doing it step by step, so you always got a good reference.
Well, there you go. A little bit of review. Hope we weren't too hard. If anybody of you guys want to have something similar done over their video, we can do that.
Definitely.
We can try. Send us a link on our Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube messaging. Send us a link, and we can try doing it on one of our next live streams.
And we'd love to have you on if you want to do it, and then also review your site together and stuff like that. You want to talk about your work? We want to do all that. I want to hear stories, backstories about you. What got you doing what you're doing? Because it's not just what you're filming. A lot of you have great hobbies that you are filming. And that's amazing stuff. That's what makes you so unique on this platform. And that's what I find is the best stories of all.
Thank you, Hazel. Awesome, great review. Learning new tips and tricks. Thank you.
You were so amazing. I swear to God, the day we grow big enough, we're going to be headhunting you. We want you on our team.
Bottle caps. We said so many good things about you.
Yeah, I thought you were here for them.
You missed that all. Well, I hope you go back and listen to that. Thank you again very much for letting us going through your video. Thank you. We much appreciate that.
Yes. You guys have a great night, okay? And thank you so much for tuning in, and we're going to be back really soon. It's been such a pleasure doing it with you guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the work you do. And we appreciate having you here. It was great questions, great topics. And let's do it again real soon.
Let's get in touch. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Have a great night.